977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, here we go. Live from Wright Toyota, it's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix, 98.7 FM HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app. And we are presented every day by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all, 602-977-1900. And the championship weekend is finally here. And what makes this weekend fascinating is that both conference championship games feature underdogs that nobody quite trusts, but nobody wants to play either. Our State 48 Roofing Get Your Call question, it's simple today. Out of the two conference championship underdogs, Rams or Broncos, who do you believe actually pulls the upset? Broncos over Pats, Rams over Seahawks, both win or neither. And then today we're going to break it all down. The football, the decisions, the bigger picture. Coming up this hour, we'll hit our replay rewind. Then Sean Salisbury will join us to explain what actually decides championship games. It's not the headlines, not the hype. It's the real stuff like the quarterbacks and the coaches. So we'll get into that. Hour number 2, we'll wrap up the college football season with Fiesta Bowl CEO Erik Moses. Then Kevin Rowe will hop on for his over-under contest. John Sappochetti from Boston will explain how the Patriots went from 4 wins to the AFC Championship games. We'll get into that. Hour 3, we'll keep it local and real as UFL MVP Bryce Perkins, Chandler High's own, now Winnipeg Blue Bomber. He will join us, followed by Cards radio analyst Rob Fredrickson, plus some Suns talk as they're in Atlanta tonight. But we'll talk to Rob about the coaching search, the draft, if we have time, and what he's watching most this weekend. So 3 hours, championship football, real conversations, so buckle in here at Wright Toyota. But we'll get started with that. And, this question, the underdogs, I think the Broncos-Pats game is absolutely remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of storylines with this.
Do you remember, with the exception of San Francisco getting blown out last week, a playoff that the games will come down to basically who has the ball?
Playoff run. Yeah, I think parity is alive and well, Rock. I think that this is what the football gods, the Pete Rozelle's former commissioner, a lot of the owners of yesteryear were hoping for, that there would be a weekend or a weekend of playoffs that you'd have very close games. To your point, it'd come down to the last drive or field goal, or we'll go into overtime, which we're seeing in the last 4 years, we're seeing more and more overtimes in the divisional rounds and the championship rounds. Now, the biggest thing with that now is that everybody will have a chance to possess the ball, unlike it was a few short years ago. Last time the New England Patriots won with Tom Brady, they got the opening kickoff in the overtime, went right down the field. Danny Woodhead scored. It was against the Kansas City Chiefs, who never had a chance to come back and at least tie that. Remember Danny Woodhead?
Yeah.
A small college in Nebraska, scored. But, you're right, Rock. It is, aside from the Niners getting blown out with just about being decimated with all their injuries, this is what you want. So this is, I don't know, this could go either way. I'm kind of leaning the Rams over the Seahawks. People go, well, the Rams are pretty damn good. So are the Seahawks. But if there's one that I'm leaning more toward the other, is the Rams over the Seahawks. Broncos, yes, Stedham, veteran quarterback, but this defense of the New England Patriots is just phenomenal what they're doing. Drake May, up for MVP in the National Football League. He and his passing game are hitting on all cylinders. The running game's hitting on all cylinders. I think the difference will be this Patriots defense, because even with Bo Nix at quarterback for the Broncos, this Broncos offense hasn't quite hit third or fourth gear for all intents and purposes the entire year. So I think that this defense, if there's one there, I think the Pats win it. If I'm going to choose, I would take the Rams over the Seahawks.
Some coaching news today. This one is a head scratcher, and there's a couple. These are both are actual head scratchers, but we'll start with the Buffalo Bills and the rumor mill that they are interviewing Phillip Rivers for their coaching role, head coaching role. No prior NFL coaching experience. He's been viewed as a future coach because of his IQ, his football IQ, his leadership, command of the huddle, earned his 17 years. But this interview appears to be, I thought, originally for the head coaching job, but now I'm hearing different twists and turns to it. A non-head coaching role, but an offensive role, like he would be
like an analyst.
An analyst,
Yes,
instead of like a head coach.
Yeah. It's just interesting. You look at, I think the head coaching situation would be a stretch, but
It would be a total stretch.
he wants to get into the National Football League. If he comes in as not so much a coordinator or a quarterback coach, but as a consultant, and we've seen a lot of this in college. We see quality control guys in the National Football League.
Okay.
So if he comes in as a QC guy, and I look at the offense, I could see that. But there were people saying, well, coordinator, head coach, whatever, you look at this, you go, well, he's looking to just get into coaching. So, yeah, it'd be a stretch
and
to come as a head coach.
The other part of this rumor, which makes it interesting, is former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel has emerged in that spot, too. Of course, he was 4 years there at Miami, but how would that work with those two guys?
That's very
two
interesting.
offensive-minded guys.
You got an yeah, you do. About face. Maybe Terry Pagula, the owner of the Bills.
Man, that guy.
He just says, hey, look, maybe we rethink this offense. What can we do to get Josh Allen to the next level? Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator last few years.
I think he's going to be the Cardinals guy.
I think Brady would be a very good head coach from the offensive standpoint.
Yeah.
So I think that you bring McDaniel in there. He has an semblance of it's more of a quick passing game, more of a West Coast passing game. Very similar to what you're seeing the 49ers do, what the Packers are doing. And because those guys came from the same, and Sean McVay, because McDaniels, McVay, Shanahan, that whole group, that whole tree, right? Very similar passing game. Also, I don't know if you saw this, the Buffalo Bill fandom, the Bills Mafia has over 50,000 signatures to get Sean McDermott reinstated as the Buffalo Bills head coach. They are upset in Buffalo. They don't like the firing. I agree. And so they've got over an online petition of over 50,000 people. I don't think Terry Pagula will bring him back. But I'm like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And I think a lot of folks, and I just kind of felt, oh, Terry, don't do it. Because I just had a sense, Rock, that they would probably let him go because Josh Allen, how many years in a row can you get to the AFC Championship, the playoffs, and you're still not going anywhere? When he was MVP last year, Josh Allen, and then he had a chance to maybe be MVP this year. So I think Pagula's impatient. He does not realize how hard that is to regather the troops. You got Josh Allen's upset about McDermott leaving. I mean, he'll get over it. He'll have to get over it. But if there's a guy that can maybe get this offense more fluid and him not run as much, it might be McDaniels.
Yeah, but I think you got Joe Brady there too. I mean,
but he's gone. Yeah, he's.
But they could hire him as the head coach.
Absolutely, they could keep him.
And I think that would help the Bills Nation, right? Wouldn't it? The Mafia, if they at least kept him.
There also speculation. Brian Dable is looking for an interview. So I mean, Brian Dable was the offensive coordinator before he took the Giants job. He was the OC with the Bills. He got Josh Allen going rookie year moving forward. So he could be one of those guys that interviews. If they hired him, he might think about, well, do I bring Joe Brady back? Does McDaniels want to come as an OC to Buffalo versus the Chargers? I mean, there's still a lot of movement that's going to happen, I think, over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, after this weekend, we've got 2 weeks till the Super Bowl. At that point in time, you got to imagine whether there's, 4, 5 jobs that are remaining that will probably be filled. So I think you'll see an expedited way of interviews by these teams that are still out there.
And it's been 18 days since the Cardinals fired Jonathan Gannon. And I'm told from what I read, which is maybe 8 hours or maybe 6 hours ago, the team has been linked to at least 13 candidates through various reports. And the Cardinals are not publicly announcing their interviews. They're keeping most of these details, close to the doors. But, I mean, you've seen a couple interviews. The Jags defensive coordinator, Campanile. Is it Campanile? Anthony Campanile. Thank you. He's the only candidate which I've seen that there were reports of a second interview. So Arizona, man, they just but there's now 5 teams now? 5 teams without a head coach, right?
Yeah, I believe 5.
So
yeah.
the Cardinals were the last to hire in 2023 when they landed Gannon. They were also last when they got Bruce Arians in 2013. They were also last in 2018 when it was Steve Wilkes. The only recent hire, which was quick, was Cliff Kingsbury when they did that because he came from the college ranks.
Right. And the those other coaches you just rattled off were in the playoffs.
Yep.
So they couldn't make it, or they were vying for a Super Bowl, whatever have you. But like Gannon, that whole thing, the
Eagles,
Eagles,
they got in trouble for that.
Yeah, he was what we call that, legal tampering with the coaches behind closed doors.
Such BS.
You know, I just think that you get the best of the rest. I mean, they'll get a good coach, but you're not swinging for the fences. Michael Bidwell right now is just trying to hit singles because of the pay.
He's trying to swing the bat.
Just swing it. Just get in the batter's box. We'll be happy.
Real quick, before we get to our replay rewind, little college football playoff news, as it's been reported that the CFP will remain at 12 teams. There was a debate there in Miami on extending this possibly to 14 or 16 teams, but they could not reach a consensus. There are some sticking points that remained because the automatic qualifiers, how the revenue is going to be distributed, some of the concerns that the further expansion could dilute maybe the regular season, which I don't see how that would be the case. But for now, the decision makers believe that the 12-team format is working. Of course, the strong ratings, which they were huge, 30-plus million watched the national championship. Of course, we've seen some late-season games that were really powerful. College football is in a good place, at least when it comes to viewership. Behind the scenes, it's an absolute mess. But any future expansion would require unanimous approval. So we're going to have to wait a while. But 12 is the sweet spot right now, and we'll have to leave it at that.
The Power 4 Conference champions are automatics, and then Notre Dame within the top 12 will also go. All right, coming up, join the ACC, fellas.
Or Big Ten. All right, coming up, Coach Speak from Championship weekend. You're going to hear from all the coaches from all 4 teams, plus a little on what is going on in the sports world, specifically what's going on in Michigan. And Coach Moore, his attorney, spoke. Michael Irvin denying allegations that he was high on coke on the sideline in Miami. So you're going to hear all of that next. We're just getting started here at Wright Toyota. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix, and we're on FM at 98.7 HD2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
The best in women's college basketball, the brightest stars in the game. And for the very first time, it's happening in the desert. The NCAA Women's Final Four is coming to Phoenix. 4 days of free family fun with tailgates, a concert, viewing parties, and more. April 2nd through 5th in downtown Phoenix. Free events, all ages, all weekend. NCAA.com/Women's Final Four.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
All right, before we get to this, I want to get to our tweet of the day because it comes from Matt Ishbia. So this morning he sent in a tweet, and it read, "Our fans have loved the $2 value meal, so we're going to add more options going forward. Effective Sunday, which is their next home game, tacos and ice cream sandwiches will also be $2. We will always do right by our fans here in Phoenix and invest in making this the best organization in basketball on and off the court." So these new $2 value meals, a taco was $5, now it's $2. Ice cream sandwich was $7, now it's $2. Hot dog was $9, now it's $2. A 16-ounce Dasani was $8.50, it's now $2. A 16-ounce fountain soda, $6.50, now $2. Bag of chips, $7, now $2. Bag of popcorn, $7, now $2. Nice work.
Thank you, Matt Ishbia.
Seriously.
I'll do 2 tacos, a hot dog, and 3 ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah,
I'll be good at the game.
Yeah, that's that's $10.
And
it's like, what?
How about that? And a Sprite. I mean, to your point, you could just get a dog and a Sprite. You're $20 out the door. You think about that, or more than that.
I'll tell you, like in Miami for the national championship, I think I paid. Oh man, what was it? Like a Heineken, I think was like a big Heineken. It was $28.
Wow.
And what they also do there is they also put a 14% gratuity on top of it.
Automatically?
And you don't see it because it's just something they do in the state,
They
I
just
guess.
do it.
They don't have income tax. So they put 14, or I think it was 14%. My record talked
right.
about that.
Yeah.
I mean, which is absolutely just asinine.
They're going to get you one way or the other with the taxes.
Yeah, so we're getting to this a little bit later, but their merchandise, when it was up 18% from last year's Ohio State Notre Dame title game. So that was big. A lot of it had to do with Pitbull that was there, so they're selling a lot of that stuff. But I remember, I got our boy here a sweatshirt, a Miami fan sweatshirt, and I think it was $100 for the sweatshirt, just a sweatshirt.
Right.
Okay, but a
measly sweatshirt.
Everything was running out. So boxes, they wouldn't even. People weren't even. They couldn't even take it out of the bag to put it on the hanger.
Right.
People were just grabbing.
Just grabbing
a little team
yeah.
shop. And the lines were just off the charts. Anyway, it was stupid. All right, let's get to our sounds, our replay rewind, and got some new coaches. We'll start with Jeff Hafley, and Jeff Hafley is the new head coach for the Miami Dolphins, and he's pretty pumped up about this. And seems like, from what I've heard and what you've seen, many of you've already seen it on TV. It seems like a pretty cool guy. Somebody that would have really fit in here, I think, in Arizona and be a fan favorite right out of the gate. But here he is talking about the new coach, the new voice, and a direct message to his Dolphin fans.
To the fans, this is a storied organization, one of the best in all sports, and you deserve a winner. You guys deserve a winner. And I am going to do everything in my power to bring you guys that. I am so proud to be here, and I cannot wait to get started.
And we'll play one more, then I want to get into some of the background on him, because he sounds like a college coach there. and I'll tell you why. But here he is walking through the road that led him to this moment, to a guy that used to come on our show quite a bit, which is a big factor, Paul Rhodes, who was at Iowa State for many years, as well as Auburn and Pittsburgh. He's the one who basically helped Larry Fitzgerald when he was at Pitt. But here's Jeff Coach talking about all the stops on the way.
When I left to go to Pitt, I got dropped off and I slept under my desk for 2 years. What would I say to that guy now? I'd say it worked. I mean, here's why I did it. When I left a full-time job at Albany where I coached DBs, and Paul Rhodes hired me. Paul, who I have a ton of respect for, who I later hired at Boston College. He was a defensive coordinator, brought me with him to Pitt. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to have no regrets. And I wanted to give everything that I had because I had sacrificed a lot. I really didn't go out. I didn't do anything but coach football. I missed family weddings. I missed friends. And I just said, I'm going to give everything I got for 2 years. And I want to see where this takes me. And that's what I did.
I love that.
That's amazing.
It's real.
You pull the curtain back on these guys' careers, and it really literally is a gypsy's life. And sometimes you're really lucky about getting connections to the Paul Rhodes of the world or other guys. But it is literally, these guys are 24/7 football, morning, noon, or night. And what a great story that, I sacrificed my social life. I just was all football, nose to the grindstone, sleeping under my desk and saving my money and just trying to become better and better. And sure enough, it's paid off for him.
Here's Coach Mike Vrabel. It's cool when a coach praises the opposing pass rush. Listen closely.
Well, I think they're talented. I think they're both very athletic for their position. Benito is his strength is speed, his length, his ability to bend and corner. And Zach Allen's skill set is a bigger athletic interior player who has the ability to speed to power. But he, really where he's making his hay is, kind of making guys miss and sitting down bigger players and then, bursting on an edge. So they're talented. And then the scheme that they put him in makes them, tough.
You talk about Nick Benito and former Arizona Cardinal Zach Allen. Excuse me. Think about that. Zach Allen, another one of those individuals that got away with the Denver Broncos the last few years. We think of Christian Kirk. He got away Jacksonville and the Houston guys are being very productive. So it's kind of an ongoing pattern. You see guys leave the Cardinals. They're going to teams via free agency that are going to have success at going to the playoffs. And here's Zach Allen. Good for him. After the last 2 years, last year under Sean Payton, having the success he's having and being successful as a rush in.
All right, let's get to Vance Joseph, defense coordinator for the Denver Broncos. It's not about the hype. It's about the discipline.
How we rush these guys is going to be important. And, winning third downs and stopping the running game, it's all the same. But those players are special players. So, the big moments of the games, just doing our jobs and making plays going to be key.
Well, you're going to have to because Drake May and Booty and his receiving core and running game, they are very powerful. And it's that running game that really gets this team going. But Drake May's on a heater. And this kid, if you give him time, he's going to find somebody eventually down the field.
All right, we get to the NFC. Here's Sean McVay talking about the DB room. He's got a bunch of injuries there. Next man up.
Great ball skills, good concept trigger. I think, one of the coolest things is those guys in the DB room, they do such a great job. Even when I was talking to Cam Curl, he gave Aubrey Pleasant a bunch of credit for the pick that he made based on some of their prep and the things. And Jacoby has done an outstanding job. He's just one of the land sharks, shows up when you need him the most. I just love his overall play energy, and he certainly has, ignited us. He made a couple plays. The first one the other day that he had, I'm like, just drop it unless you're going to take it past where the fourth down marker was. But he's a stud. I'm really happy for him, man. He's doing awesome.
All right, then one more, Mike McDonald on the attendance of the offseason.
We would not be here if the guys didn't buy in the way they did and work the way they did in the offseason. And it's easier said than done. You can ask till you're blue in the face for them to come to our offseason program. But if you haven't built something out the way that like Ivan and Danny and the rest of the guys built out, and our coaches create an environment where they feel like they can come and get great work in and spend time with their teammates and actually improve as a player. If you're not doing those things to back it up, guys aren't going to want to come. So really, it's the players having taking a leap of faith, trusting us and trusting what we've been able to bring to the table for them, and our coaches and staff, creating an awesome environment where they feel like they can get better. So if we didn't do it, we would not be here right now. I'm convinced of that.
All right, let's squeeze in two more. This one first is an update on the situation involving the former head coach at Michigan from the.
Good afternoon. I'm Ellen Michaels, counsel for Sharon Moore. Mr. Moore is innocent of these charges. Today, on behalf of Mr. Moore, we filed a motion to quash the arrest warrant and dismiss the complaint. We've requested that this court grant a Franks hearing because this warrant was issued based on false and misleading statements presented as fact. We're confident the truth will come out in court under oath where it belongs. Mr. Moore and his family respectfully ask for your privacy. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. And then one more, Michael Irvin, the Hall of Famer, is responding to the allegations that he was high on cocaine during the sidelines on Monday night.
Wait. First of all, y'all know damn well coke don't last 5 hours. Y'all know damn well coke don't last 5 hours. And I had partaken in 20 years. But if you got some 5-hour stuff, let me know. That's just what I'm saying, man. Like, stop it. Like, stop saying this stuff. You know what I mean? You've been looking at me for the last 5 hours. There's no way I can do something on this sideline. But they're not doing it out of reality. They're doing it to get to you. You know what I'm saying? The reality. And another thing I want to say, you know what? When I used to get high, that's exactly what I would say. No matter who I saw. Oh, he high too. Because you high. Yeah. That's the way you want everybody to be high because you high.
All right, let's get to it. That's our replay rewind brought to you by Lerner and Rowe. And Erik, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. All right, this weekend isn't about arm strength. It's about decisions. Sean Salisbury will preview both championship games, get his thoughts on Monday night in the national championship, the Natty. But here's Laz with a ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Arizona Cardinals head coaching search is focusing on 3 primary candidates: Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile, former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris, and Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Other candidates have also been interviewed, but it appears the Cardinals have identified their top options as the team works to fill its vacancy. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns head to Atlanta tonight to take on the Hawks with tip-off at 5:30 and pregame coverage beginning at 4:30 on 98.7 FM and streaming on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Twin Peaks, and nobody does football like Twin Peaks. Catch all the action at any of their 5 Valley locations. Enjoy all-day specials on ice-cold draft beers, buckets, and specialty cocktails, paired with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy. It's the ultimate game day experience. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. Sean Salisbury, next.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
977-1900.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Cobra Optim driver. The new Cobra Optim is the first driver to optimize POI and MOI. With a reshaped head and optimized center of gravity, experience straighter drives and more robust distance. Check out the new Cobra Optim drivers today. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Back in 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. 33 million trucks later, Ford has kept that title every year since. F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years and counting. Paul Calvese here. Take the 2025 Ford F-150 truck. Available features like Pro Power on board and interior work surface. Every detail matters, from powerful engines to smart technology. And right now, in a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back. 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back on a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. Or looking for something smaller in size? How about the Ford Bronco Sport or the Ford Maverick truck? Affordability never looks so good. But hurry, it all ends January 31st at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Time for your uncensored and unfiltered view on football and even life. Former NFL and USC quarterback, the QB maximizer, Sean Salisbury.
Salisbury protected well, throws, and has a first down as he hits Amp Lee, the ex-49.
Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Take off and run, Mendoza leads his way, first and goal, diving for the end zone.
What a play.
Just amazing.
Sean, where do you rank that that play with Mendoza there in the Natty? Is up there top 5?
Yeah, just the timing of it, who it came from, what it meant to an undefeated season, how the greatest turnaround and quickest turnaround in college football history. I'm not sure you'll ever see anything like it. The fact that the thing we talk about, he went and got at that stage of the game, you're thinking, you want to get a first down, protect the ball, and if we have to come away with a field goal. But that ended up being a big difference, those extra 4 points, because people think it was just a touchdown run, it was fourth. But no, he got the first down and then continued the run, and kind of reminded me of Elway's helicopter play, even though it was different.
Yeah,
the significance of it in the red zone and the college part of it, and just a bunch of guys who, never beat themselves. And another, from the guts of calling it on fourth down plus a couple times, different plays, throwing a back shoulder comeback on a fourth down play. I mean, the believability from coach to player and player to player and back foot player to coach was pretty incredible. And they flat out proved why that they were better than all the big boys this year. And they are now the big boy 2 years in a row. Phenomenal job by them.
It's interesting. They call the timeout. You think they're going to kick the field goal, but Cignetti says, no, we're going out there to win it. It's almost like when you hear Fernando Mendoza talk about the coach and him just kind of say, hey, F it, let's go win this bad boy. And he said it was a quarterback draw with the option to pass to the outside. And I'm like, wow, where would he have thrown it? But you know what it was like, Sean? It was like him being this big giraffe going through the jungle, a bunch of rhinos hit him and him bouncing off and spinning out. Just when you think he got his first down, you're thinking, oh, my gosh. The only guy saying was secure the ball. Secure the ball. Secure the ball. And then that dive was just amazing.
Giraffe?
Yeah.
Giraffe? Come on, Sean, you can't agree with a giraffe. I mean,
look at him. Tall, gangly.
Giraffe.
Yeah, and you can't say wildebeest because wildebeest always get caught by the lion. You know what I'm saying? They always get caught. There's always that one wildebeest that just gets hosed because everybody else is like, oh, man, sorry. we're not sitting here with this, and it's always the wildebeest on National Geographic. You know what's interesting about you think about the layers they went through in just that game, and you're right, Manuch. And I think when he talks pass run on that one, it would almost be you take the drop, and if there's an off coverage hitch route available, almost like a now screen if it's not there.
Yeah.
Usually you look out there. You know, you'll send the back in motion to empty the backfield, and you look out there like they think you're throwing screen, so they run with it, and then you pull the ball down and draw. But you know, it's one of those. Hey, man, if they're playing 8 yards off in a red zone, take the hitch. If they whatever it is, if not, pull the ball down, reset, and we'll get up to the second level. Because in the quick game, the linemen aren't going to get down the field quick enough because usually the ball would come out. And if they do get down the field, that means you actually held the ball to run the draw. So brilliant play call. And you know what? I don't think it was one of those. Well, what do you think? What do you think on the sideline? I think when he called timeout, they both had a pretty good idea of, dude, forget the card that tells you analytics like kick this, take the points, make them go score. No, their analytics were Cignetti every day on the practice field, knowing what his quarterback's capable of and what he believes in, and trusting their defense. And they did. And in the end, guys, it came down to a great decision by Indiana and a poor decision on the throw by Carson Beck at the end. And it won't be any different for the most part in the Seattle Rams game this weekend, and we'll see how Stidham holds up. But I was so intrigued watching Indiana play because, you know, you think, man, is Cinderella, you know, when's that his other slipper? So, you know, come on, when's that falling off? And it never did. They're not Cinderella anymore, man. They're building something special there.
So let me ask you, did Indiana change football forever? And who's the next Indiana that has $1 billion, alumnus? Like, is it Under Armour at Maryland? I mean,
maybe
who's
they
the
all
next
have one. You know what? Rock, they do. It's just a matter of, does that guy love football or did he hate you because you're an athlete and he was the academic guy? And he's like, these athletes get free. You know, who knows, right? But we found out Texas Tech has them, right? I mean, obviously the Loyal and Landman, but they not only had it, and they've had it for a lot of years, but they found that one forward-thinking alum who says, here's the rules, we can do it, let's go dominate. And look what it's done. You get a good coach, and he's got some latitude to deal with. I mean, we may not like the way NIL pays players. We got to regulate it a little bit. But if the rules say you can, Tech jumped in and look at them. And Indiana kind of did it without having all that money, but watch the money start to flow now after they paid Cignetti. You know, we always are looking for the next one. Somewhere there will be one. I don't think, in the next 10 years you're doing this show, I don't think you're going to see a team that was as bad a football program as we've had in the last 50 years, overall record and the rest of it. And also significantly known as a basketball program. Come in, okay, you say, they had one lucky season. We kind of thought Vanderbilt was that team the last couple of years, right? By winning 8 games, Vandy, academic school, they'll have some good players. And they turned it around. Heck, they were hovering around the playoff. We thought, man, look what Vandy does. And then all of a sudden, Indiana steps in and just whitewashes everything, rolls through everything, and kicks ass and does what they do. I don't think you're going to see it. Now, like this. Now, when you say see it, kind of like Texas Tech did, well, man, they got good players. They had them when Mike Leach was there, but they just expanded and given themselves the ability to go out and chase the best guy in the portal from Cincinnati as a quarterback and go get him and pay him when he could have gone to 10 other schools. That's what Tech never used to do. I mean, not regardless of NIL, they couldn't get that guy. That guy went to Texas or A&M or Southern Cal or Ohio State. Now it's like, hold on now. I know we put up good numbers, but we're going to also get the 5-star guy comes here in the transfer portal that can dominate because we can pay him. He won't want to leave. And they're doing that at a lot of positions. So, yeah, Indiana could. What they can't get caught up in, and it's going to be easy to do because they've done it the old-fashioned way, 3-star recruits, transfer portal veterans, oldest, average 23.7 age was their group. It's open to do that. That's why guys get portal. Coaches get experienced players, and you get a contract extension as a coach. And so what it is Cignetti also is going to have to grasp that you just can't – it's not going to be like this every year. They're not going 16-0 next year, more than likely. Yeah. So how do you keep reinventing this? You say, okay, now we do have some money. We got to pay it. Will it change the way we look at the culture of the program? Probably not because the guy who's in charge, but I think it's going to be a while before you see a team that was so bad football-wise if you just parlay it out over 50 or 40 years and then say, you didn't turn around in 10 years. You turned it around in 1. And in the second year, you are the most dominant team in college football. I didn't say basketball, in college football. It's going to be a minute, man, before somebody does this. I can assure you.
All right, Sean, let's get one AFC question in and one NFC question. I'll do the AFC. When you strip this AFC title game down, what decides it more, the quarterback play or the discipline on that defense, the defense discipline?
I'll tell you what, here's the thing for me on this. I would say it's the quarterback play in this. Why? And obviously my eye toward both of these defenses will be disciplined. I know the coaches, and they've been disciplined all year. Why would this change? They know, I think New England's going to try to create confusion just like they did to Stroud last week in that offensive line, and it was miserable on them, and the quarterback did not play well. We all would. If it's his first playoff start, he's a bit of a veteran, as Stidham, but he hasn't played a lot. So what do? You say, okay, if we let him sit back there and get comfortable, then quarterbacks get comfortable and they start to play better than they should. This would start like this. So what do I want to do? I want to create discomfort all the way around. So, but they'll be disciplined enough to do it. On Denver's side, they know the quarterback they're facing. They've been at the top of the league in sacks all year. I'm not worried about now. They'll miss some plays. The quarterbacks will make some throws and they'll miss some tackles. I'm not worried about coming out of this game saying, you know what, Mike Vrabel's team and Sean Payton's defense this week, too bad, man. They should have been better. They gave up 8 big plays, left the ball on the ground, and had 17 penalties. I don't think the discipline is going to be a problem with them. There may be 1 or 2, but I think the strength of both of these teams is that very thing. Their discipline and engagement on defense. Offensively, for me, it's who is Stidham and how is Sean Payton going to deploy him? Mm-hmm. If you keep him sitting there with his launch points the same, because he's not Bo Nix versatility, but maybe a better straight line vertical thrower. So for me, it is what they do. If you overprotect on the Stidham thing, you'll be playing from behind, even though I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. They keep an eye on the Denver quarterback and how Sean Payton utilizes him.
I would agree. All right, well, give me your winner for the Seattle Rams game. I know you're a big Rams fan. Give me that winner, and what is the common denominator? Who or what is the common denominator for that team to win?
Well, it's interesting. You got the best offense, top defense, Rams, Seattle. But if you flipped it, Manuch and Roc, you would have Seattle's defense can dominate this game. Offense can dominate this game. They've shown it this year. And you flip it to the other side, the Rams defense can take over this game. But I you know what? I'm going, first of all, back to, I'm taking New England to go in and win in Denver, straight up. And as much as I think the Rams, when everybody plays the best, Rams are the best in the league. I actually think it's not who's going to make the great play at quarterback or on offense, because they both got that potential, big-time receivers. It's going to make the 2 or 3 bad plays. That's what I'm looking for. Because the common denominator in this is that Stafford and Darnold think exactly the same way. They believe in their arm, and they will take shots that at times they shouldn't take. And it's going to be the one of them, the defensive back's going to drop it. The other one, the defensive back's going to catch it. So they'll make a ton of great plays. It's going to be the 1 or 2 throws because they trust their arm, and they're going to take an extra shot and get a little bit greedy. That's going to be the difference in the game. The 4 defenses in this playoff, trust them. It's which one of these quarterbacks, and I don't want to lean to that, but it comes down to that. But Darnold, that's the characteristic. Darnold and Stafford are the same guy when it comes to mindset. Which one of these guys throws it to the wrong guy late? That'll be the difference. I got Seattle winning at home over the Rams.
Sean, last night I had a couple pops with somebody who speaks very highly of you, and I told him that you were coming on our show tomorrow, and I said, yeah, I'll pop his name out. But Bill Lewis says hello. Lewis says hello.
One of my favorite people in the world. The golf and pool, and what a great sense of humor too. Billy Lewis, one of my favorite guys. I was there last time I was there. I got to see him 2 times ago. Please tell him the same thing. I'll send him a text. It's one of my favorite guys, and boy, is he a ball buster. One of the all-time.
Big time. He was. He was my radio partner for a minute, and long time ago. But
yep,
I didn't know this about him. And you need to bring him on your podcast because last year he got 28 of the 32 draft picks right.
How about that?
Kuiper gets like 8 or 9.
Right. Oh yeah, and then we call them experts. There's no doubt. Yeah. There's a third of the draft right, and you're going to get paid $2 million a year to go on TV and talk about it. Billy Lewis and you want to sit down and talk football, X's and O's, and offensive line technique. Yeah. And that was a tough SOB when he played. And put it this way. If I ever got hired as a head coach, he's on my short list to hire in his offensive line because I know what they're going to go through with him. Trust me. I love Billy, and he's one of my favorites. So thank you.
Shoot him a text. Definitely shoot him a
Great
text.
guy. Love Bill.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great weekend. You too. Be safe.
You got it. Sean Salisbury joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Of course, he has got his own show on YouTube called Unpaved. He's also the national football director for NSR, so National Scouting and Recruiting. You can catch him on X on Sean Unfiltered. So we appreciate him joining us here on Fridays with Roc and Manuch. All right, coming up, NFL news is moving fast. New coaches in Tennessee and Baltimore. We got some coordinator changes in KC, plus major injury updates ahead of Championship Sunday. That's all coming up. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. We're on FM at 98.7 HD-2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Sun Devil men's basketball is heating up, and now you can build a ticket plan on your terms. With the Sun Devils mini plan, you choose any 6 home games you want, including the biggest Big 12 matchups of the year, Kansas and Arizona. Lock in the rivalries, circle the heavy hitters, or stack your schedule with weekends that work for you. 6 games, your choice, your vibes, your Sun Devils. Grab your mini plan today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Most pedestrian and bicycle crashes happen early morning or at night. The leading cause? Drivers failing to yield. Since 2010, traffic fatalities for people walking and biking have doubled in Arizona. So stay alert and watch for bicycles and pedestrians. There's no such thing as accidents. Learn more about the risks at azdot.gov/no-accidents. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Are you looking for career opportunities with great benefits and job growth? How about the chance to make an impact? What we do here at the City of Phoenix matters. 14,000 employees and counting, all dedicated to making a difference in the communities where they live, work, and play. So come join us. Help us do work that makes Phoenix work. You can see all open positions and apply at phoenix.gov/jobs. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, let's get to it on this day. This one, you Buffalo Bills fans have never been able to
get over,
forget. It's hard. I don't even need to tell you. We'll break it down. We're just going to play this clip that CC got for me that will tell the whole story. right. Scott Norwood's missed field goal, one of the most dramatic finishes in Super Bowl history.
You know, I felt so bad for the Bills fans for so many years. That's just their first Super Bowl try. They'll get 3 more after this, but I was sitting there. We were having a Super Bowl party at our neighbor's house, and I've got my old Bills jersey on, and I'm all excited. I said, finally, we're going to win one. And Scott Norwood, wide right. Anytime you hear a term wide right, Scott Norwood's the first guy you think of, unfortunately.
Question.
Felt so bad for those Bills fans.
All right, let's get to football at 50 and some football news in the National Football League. Philip Rivers is interviewing for the head coaching job for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, it's not April Fool's. That is the legitimate.
Is that kind of like
story? I mean, the headline is like I'm looking at all these. I thought it was a joke, you know. And then I kept going digging, and I'm like, every one of them says head coaching job.
Is it almost like, remember when who was the coach that got fired a couple years ago by the Colts, and Jeff Saturday came from ESPN to go finish the season, and he goes, look, I'm just going to go and try to motivate. He goes, I don't have any idea what I'm doing. But Jeff Saturday, what a phenomenal center he was for Peyton Manning for years. Phenomenal quarterback Philip Rivers was. But to go be the head coach, or I could see maybe a quality control or an assistant coach, but as a head coaching position, I just, you know what, it's far-fetched to me that Terry Pagula, his general manager Bean, who, now has been promoted as a president. How about that?
Bean?
Yeah, he gets promoted. The head coach gets fired in McDermott, and your general manager gets promoted to the president. So interesting as that is, but I mean, now Mike McDaniel, who's the offensive coordinator as of yesterday, with the Chargers, is now also being interviewed by the Buffalo Bills.
How does that work? What is Harbaugh saying?
Well, I think what Harbaugh is saying is, what happens is, you can go if you get hired as an offensive coordinator. If you're going to go for an interview, it's got to be something above that. So. It's got to be a head coaching job.
Doesn't it rub you the wrong way?
No, I think if a coach...
You went through all that work to hire him as your OC, and then all of a sudden he's going to ditch you for something better?
I think, to be fair, I think these head coaches think, okay, if you're going to go improve your situation, let's say I've got you as my quarterback coach, Dan, and let's say Buff wants to interview his offensive coordinator. I think a lot of these coaches understand if you're going to get a chance to move up, and I think with Harbaugh, he said, okay, McDaniel has a chance to go back and be a head coach. If not, you'll be my offensive coordinator.
I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, but I think a lot of these guys have an unwritten rule.
I was just going to say there's got to be an unwritten rule there. All right, of course, Robert Saleh is now the Titans head coach, formerly the defensive coordinator for the 49ers Jets before that. Then Jesse Minter is back to the Rams. He was the defense coordinator for the Chargers, and now he is the Ravens head coach. What else did I see here? Matt Nagy is out as offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. His contract has expired.
And they brought Eric Bieniemy back as the OC. So it's interesting.
That guy never will get a head coaching job, will he?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know why, but I think he's resolved.
I just want to coach.
Yeah, and I think he's resolved. He's had many interviews.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think that, he left. I forgot where he went. Got let go. Nagy, so Bieniemy's available. They let Nagy go, who's up for, I guess, a few head coaching positions. If I'm the Cardinals, I do not understand why they're not all over Matt Nagy. You brought this up day one. Former head coach, had success, offensive coordinator, been there and done that, right?
Yeah.
I would think he'd be a top candidate. But again, Rock, a lot of these guys that might be top candidates for us, they may not want this situation here with the Arizona Cardinals.
Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, of course, the 2025 Heisman Trophy winner, and likely the number 1 pick overall, has officially declared for the draft, and the Vegas Raiders hold that top.
Did he have one more year of eligibility left? I mean, officially declared. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that he would be coming out. If he petitioned, but obviously, I think he would be coming out. But when he said that, it was like, okay, it's kind of a Captain Obvious response, you think, but to that point, I don't know if he had 1 year left or not. I know that he was a fifth year senior, so there might be something to that. But he's officially official. Las Vegas Raiders with the number 1 pick, Fernando Mendoza.
Hey, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Out of the 2 conference championship underdogs, the Rams and the Broncos. Who do you feel will win? Your four choices are the Broncos over Pats, Rams over Seahawks. Both will win, or neither will win. And you can vote on any of our social media platforms. Just search Roc and Manuch, ROC-MANUCH, and call State 48 Roof. You may need them this weekend for a roof inspection because it's going to rain and you may have some issues. So you can either go to state48roofing.com or you can call, if you remember this number, 480-268-4509. That's 268-4509. They can get out there this weekend. They're Arizona's #1 referred roofer at State 48 Roofing. All right, up in hour number 2, John Sappochetti, the longtime Boston reporter, and now he's with the New England Football Journal. He'll weigh in on the Patriots. But first, every seat sold. Get-in prices were over $4,000, more than 30 million watching. What does it mean for the future of college football? We're going to catch up with Fiesta Bowl CEO Erik Moses will join us next. We're out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix. We're on FM at 98.7 HD2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
For WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Time for our weekly visit with the Executive Director and CEO of the Fiesta Sports Foundation, Erik Moses. This is our opportunity to take you behind the scenes and talk high-level college football. Erik Moses now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and streaming on the Arizona Sports app.
It took a lot to get here, but I'll tell you what it took to come out ahead in this game was a lot of guts. I give Miami a lot of credit. They played really hard. We couldn't get anything done couldn't protect quarterback at all. Made a few plays and adjustments, but they were back shoulders and a sprint out, got the run game going. Made the interception when we had to. A couple fourth down, we went for it. Mendoza, great run. Took some chances, found a way. Let me tell you, we won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done.
Kurt Cignati, and what it took.
Very good
to win.
I just
Everyone's using
see what
that.
you did there.
Everybody's using that. Well, I got the opportunity to tear up South Beach with our next guests. I mean,
Yes, you did.
Spent so much time together there that I think overall, Erik, I think I saw you for a total of whatever the ride was from the hotel to the game, and that was about it. Because you were up there with President Trump, and you were up there in the suite level, and
bigwig.
You know, he was tearing it up right there.
Got to be tough being you there, Erik.
Man, what's going on, buddy?
That is not where I was, but I was with my 25-year-old son and enjoying some father-son time. So
that was awesome.
But I heard that you're the newly crowned king of South Beach karaoke, is what I've been told. That's what my story.
Really?
Dude, I've never done karaoke in my life.
Look at you.
No, I don't know where that rumor started. You got to talk to some of your young staff out there. I don't know about that. We can't be starting those kind of rumors.
He's a closet singer. Wow.
No, I don't even have a go-to. No, not even close. Hey, Erik, when you see that the get-in price is like north of $4,000, and every seat is filled, and what does that tell you about the health of college football?
I think it's what we thought it was. I mean, it's the number 2 sports property in this country behind the NFL. And while there are some impediments to getting it to realize some of the dollars that many of my colleagues think we're leaving on the table as a college football enterprise, it's still really, really strong. I mean, you guys saw the ratings number for the champ game at almost 31 million. I mean, that's pretty impressive, especially given last year we were at 22 million with 2 of the biggest names in college football. So I think things are trending in the right direction. There are some hurdles we need to think about in terms of timing. You got to stay away from the 800-pound gorilla that is the NFL, and find some space on the television kind of dial and schedule that we can own, so that we're not competing with them.
And I feel if the SEC and Big Ten can't agree, 12-team playoff will be next year. The Big Four, Power Four conference winners will go. Notre Dame will go if they're ranked within top 12. I have no problem with that. But when do you think there'll be any kind of agreement, whether it's a 16 or 24-team playoff?
Or 14.
14.
Well, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. The last that I've heard is that the Big Ten and the SEC are still in a standstill, with the Big Ten being prepared to go to 16 teams for 2 years, but as a bridge to 24. And the SEC is not in favor of 24 as I hear it. So, we know the CFP announced today that it'll be a 12-team format for college football season 2026-27. And so we will continue in that way until these guys can come together and figure out what's best for the health of college football.
So, Erik, with that being said, how much uncertainty does that create for the Fiesta Bowl when you're planning for years ahead?
It doesn't right now concern us that much, because as we understand it, and the ink is not dry, but as we understand it, if they add more teams, those teams are going to be added to opening rounds, right? And so the bowl participants would still be quarterfinals and semifinals. So I don't think it really affects us in that way. Could it have an effect on attendance and viewership because you're just providing more games and more inventory for college football fans? Possibly. But we'll have to wait and see.
You talk about the health of college football. This Indiana story, the head coach, quarterback, and then the resurgence of Miami at Hard Rock Cafe to see what they did. Carson Beck, Mario Cristobal, the prodigal son comes back, right, to lead the charge. This is one of the greatest, most competitive years I think I've seen college football in kudos to you and the Fiesta Bowl and Roc and all these guys to kind of top it off. I don't know if we've seen this kind of a situation ever with the health of college football.
Well, we've talked about this in previous weeks. The transfer portal has really allowed the disbursement of and the distribution of talent all across the college football landscape. I mean, that's how Indiana becomes a national champion.
Sure.
What, have they lost 2 games in 2 years? Right?
Yes.
I mean, were it not for the transfer portal, that would not be able to happen. And so I think we've got the Big Ten, who has now won 3 straight national championships.
Yes.
Whereas if you would ask most of us, 2 years ago, who was the granddaddy of them all in terms of conferences in football, we'd say the SEC, right? Yeah. But things change because guys want to play. They don't want to sit for 2 years behind someone else, and they want to get paid. And all of that is possible for them now.
You know, Eric, you've been fortunate to attend a lot of different sporting events, and obviously now you're in college football. But I know you've been to some Super Bowls, and we had Rick Horrow on yesterday, the sports professor, and he lives out there a bit. It felt like a Super Bowl. It really did. I've been fortunate to go to 7 of them, and that everything from when you get off the plane to the transportation to the volunteers in the city. I don't know, maybe we're spoiled here because we have these all the time, but then when you go somewhere else, you get to see how other people do it. And it truly felt like a Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not as big time as you. I've only been to 1 Super Bowl. But, it did feel that way. There was a palpable energy in the city. And I think the combination of the resurgence of Miami and all those storylines, and then just the vibe of Miami, it's unique. It is not like any other city in the country. And I think that combination with all of the energy and excitement from the folks from Indiana, it was almost combustible, man. It was, but everybody was in a good mood. I didn't see any kind of issues or anything like that. I mean, it was just really positive energy, and I think a great sign for college football.
I know Eric, it probably hasn't digested yet the atmosphere for you, but when you are looking for new ideas or something maybe they did that maybe we could incorporate here. Is there anything off the top of your mind that says, okay, we should probably consider doing something similar to what they did in South Beach for our game? Like Pitbull was pretty cool.
It's interesting. Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't know if he's as cool as Dirk Bentley, but yeah, Pitbull.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah.
Look, I think that I love that setup at Hard Rock because, since they added the tennis tournament years ago in the Formula One race, it really has become a campus. And so their activation opportunities around that campus just provide them with more opportunities to do different things. So I thought that was great. I always take a look at the hospitality, right? Like what's the service like? Does it feel like concierge service? And is that something that's realistic for us to add in any further than we already do it for, VIPs and teams and others like that? But other than that, I mean, I'm certainly biased, as I know you are too, Roc, but I'll put our game, our production, our execution up against anybody.
And hands down. I did something so small, but I thought it was kind of unique in the food and beverage. They had these the souvenir cup that you would buy for like soda for $13 or whatever. Then you get a free one every time. You get unlimited refills, and those are little things because beers were $20-something. I mean, everything was so expensive, and they had that 14% income tax. So, but you're right. I think we do a much better, not a much better job, but we do a really hell of a job over what they do. But there was a couple little things I thought was kind of neat what they did. It made it a little bit tougher, I would tell you, Eric. Yeah, I will tell you. Having the president there. No matter what side of the fence you are, is pretty cool. But man, boy, does that make it for logistic challenges for everybody. I mean, if you were coming in right when the president was, you didn't get to your seat for a good hour because all the sweeps and everything was shut down. That was kind of fun to watch in a way because I had already been in the stadium. But that was unique to witness that.
As somebody who's been putting on events for the better part of 20 years, it is the worst thing that can happen to your event because of the reasons that you suggest. It just becomes a logistical nightmare, and you're going to make certain that very important person and attendee is taken care of and safe and all that, but it's going to inconvenience thousands of other people. And so I lived through this for 24 years in Washington, D.C. with presidents coming to various events. It is a pain in the neck for the people who have to put on the event.
and then when the president decides to bring his whole family, and that makes there was multiple sweeps. All right, we got to shut the elevator down for another hour. Oh,
Eric, it's interesting. You talk about on part the Super Bowl, the TV coverage 4 or 5 hours ahead of time is much like the Super Bowl coverage. And so last night I go on the computer late and I'm working on the lineup, and I'll go to YouTube and I watch a lot of highlights, and it knows. So all of a sudden the Ohio State USC Rose Bowl pops up, 1975. So it's pretty much you go from the Cotton Bowl to the Rose Bowl. Kurt Gowdy, Al DeRogatis. You got 3 minutes of pregame, the game. Thanks for coming. Hey, the Orange Bowl coming up next. Good night, everybody. And with the great game, but it was like the coverage, I went, oh my gosh, how far we have come. I was senior in high school in 1975, and it's Pat Hayden, J.J. McKay, game-winning touchdown, 2-point conversion, game, set, match. But it was like, all right, now let's go to the Orange Bowl. I mean, just amazing how far that coverage has come.
Well, remember the Jets game with Namath where they cut into it to show
Heidi Bowl.
Yeah,
against the Raiders.
I mean, the sports has become our obsession within, I would say, the last, 25 years or so.
Yes.
And so it wasn't treated that way back then. You were trying to get out of that sports game and into whatever the show was on the 3 networks we had that everybody was watching at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, hey, Erik, it's been a hell of a ride this season. We appreciate you making time for us each and every Friday, especially even when you're on the road. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we'll hope to continue this, and we'll get it going sooner than later as we prepare for another great Rape Bowl and Verbo Fiesta Bowl for this season. So thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Erik. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. You're the best. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Erik Moses joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, the Executive Director and CEO of the Fiesta Sports Foundation. So we'll check in throughout the year as there's events year-round when it comes to what the Fiesta Sports Foundation
It was amazing to watch that, Roc, going, oh, my gosh. I mean, it's just kind of 2-minute, here's Ohio State, here's USC, game, the band at halftime, the end of the game. Now stay tuned for the Orange Bowl because NBC would have the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl. But it's just like, it is truly an event, and you think of even the Super Bowl in those days might have maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Now it's an all-day affair before the Super
weekend.
Bowl.
All right, we need one caller to challenge the counselor, Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, for a prize pack. The first person, we'll take caller number 3. 602-230-0620, 230-0620. These are the 4 over-unders that we will need from you. There will be over-under 350 passing yards combined in the Pats-Broncos game. There will be over-under 6 sacks combined in that game. There will be over-under 600 yards of total offense in the Rams-Seahawks game. And then we'll need the winner and the score of the Rams-Seahawks game. So get on board at 602-230-0620. And then in about 15 minutes, we'll go out to Boston and we'll check on John Sappochetti, who is with the New England Football Journal. So that's all coming up. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks.
And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Back in 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. 33 million trucks later, Ford has kept that title every year since. F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years and counting. Paul Calvese here. Take the 2025 Ford F-150 truck. Available features like Pro Power on board and interior work surface. Every detail matters, from powerful engines to smart technology. And right now, in a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back. 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back on a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. Or looking for something smaller in size? How about the Ford Bronco Sport or the Ford Maverick truck? Affordability never looks so good. But hurry, it all ends January 31st at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Time to challenge the defender. Attorney Kevin Rowe from Arizona's full-service law firm Lerner and Rowe. Need a wreck and need a check? Just call Lerner and Rowe at 602-977-1900. At Lerner and Rowe, no fees unless you win. Now, Counselor Kevin Rowe on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
So, Kev, is the water cold there at South Beach? Do you have your little toes in the water or what? Are you playing in the sand?
I imagine with the Speedo on, it's probably pretty cold.
Oh, no.
Goodness gracious.
He's not. He wears like the like Louis Vuitton stuff.
Oh, does he? Oh.
Yeah. Fedora
I wear the
or what?
Quicksilver board shorts. I'm a surf kid. Come on.
It's Quicksilver. You got the
jams. Remember the jams?
Yeah,
the jams.
Down to your knees. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Yes, I'm not in South Beach right now, Roc and Manuch. I'm actually in Naples, Southwest Florida, visiting my partner. He's got a home out here, so just built. So he wanted us to come and spend a few nights with him before we go to the conference in South Beach in Miami. So beautiful area, 80 degrees out, soft,
nice,
white sand beaches. Yeah, it was beautiful. Fun day today.
Did you just go on a run, or I mean? Just
body surfing?
Just get done your run
like that?
You're not body surfing in the Gulf of America. It's actually got very little waves. It's very.
Yes,
that's right.
So Manuch, yeah, we're in a big preparation stage for the Lerner Roc golf tournament in April. So there's been a lot of dialogue going back with our team and the board, right? For good prizes, great prizes. We always try every year to get a big phenomenal. I'll tell you, he being out of state, he's more engaged. I mean, I've never seen you on so many emails and texts, Kev, in the last 24 hours. Well, I mean, you must be just chilling, enjoying, and not having to manage, all the properties.
There's a lot going on, but I'm still very engaged, Roc. We have this thing called a cell phone, and all emails go there, so I have to respond. It's selective response, but when it comes to golf stuff, that's kind of got to have our stamp on it. I want to make sure it's a fantastic event, and I'm excited for it. April 24th, don't forget that.
No, absolutely. I'm wearing the pullover that we had last year with the Lerner Rowe on the side.
Roc is styling on YouTube right now, Counselor.
Yeah, it looks cool.
He's
I love
showing
it.
that.
I'm always representing the LR. All right, let's do this. CC, who we got playing today?
I got Parker from Phoenix.
Parker from Phoenix. All right, here's the first one. There will be over/under 350 passing yards combined in the AFC Championship game between the Patriots and Broncos. By the way, that's the 1 o'clock game on Sunday. So over under 350 passing yards combined. What do you think, Counselor?
Well, again, I will be with my partner, and if you know, he's from Boston, and Patriots are his team, so he's super excited. This is an interesting game. I think Drake May, he's had a great year for himself. We got Jared Stidham on the other hand, but last game he played, I believe he put up a couple hundred yards passing. So back in 2024. So this is interesting.
Good job.
You like that stat?
Wow, I'm impressed. I mean, just every week there's things come out. I don't know. Thank God for the internet.
Yeah. These Washington educations are paying off.
I got to tell you, I listen to Roc and Manuch every day. 98.7, dial 2. Listen every day.
HD-2, you got it, buddy. All right, so you're going over or under?
You know what? This is interesting. Like I said, I think it's going to be a very defensive battle. So I'm going to go with the under.
Okay.
The under. Okay. All right. What's Parker going with?
Parker took the over.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, Counselor. There will be over under 6 sacks combined in the Patriots-Broncos game. Over under 6 sacks combined in the Patriots-Broncos game. Which way are you leaning?
It's interesting, Manuch, because when they played back in November 3rd, 2024, there was 7 sacks.
Yes.
Last time they played in the regular season. So this is interesting for me to make this. I'm going to go with, we're not going to see so much of that. I'm hoping, look at, I'm a Rams fan. I know people think because I went to UW that I would be a Seahawks fan. I am not. I grew up in California. I'm a Rams fan. So I'm hoping to see my boy get a few touchdowns go off, but another defensive battle I think we're going to see. Before they had over 800 yards. I think it's going to be a little bit more restrained, a little bit more defensive battle. I'm going with the under 6, though. The under.
Okay.
All right. See which way Parker leaning on this.
Parker took the over for the 6 sacks.
Okay.
Man,
all right.
I don't know. All right. The over under 600 yards. Over under 600 yards total offense. Your Rams and and the Seahawks.
Did he make it plain that he's a Rams fan and not a Seattle fan?
I get it.
Wow. How emphatic can you be, Counselor? Are we in trial right now or what? Wow. Man.
Well, I got to stick with what I've been going with, so I'm going with the under.
All right, under. All right, and Parker?
Parker took the under as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
Last one, Counselor, Mr. Rams fan. Okay. The winner and score of the Rams and Seahawks game. Did I tell you he's a Rams fan, not a Seahawks fan? Guess he went to UW, but I'm Mr. Rams fan.
All right, we get it, Manuch.
I get it. All right.
Help me. Do I go with my head or my heart on this one? Because
how much money you got on the game?
Right now, I have been doing really well. Last week, I went with my heart, and I went with Brock Purdy and the 49ers. But I'm going to go. I'm just going to play it. I'm going to stick with what I've been doing with everything. Sure. I'm going to go 24-20 Rams away.
And Parker?
Taking Seattle 24-17.
Okay, 24-17.
So I took the unders on all of them and took the Rams. We're the opposite on everything, so it's going to be really easy this week.
So when you go to these conferences and, there's all these attorneys that do all this advertising. I mean, do you guys walk in CES show, everybody knows who you guys are? Some of these CS shows when there's certain people come in, everybody's clapping and, you know what I'm talking about.
Does your partner wear platforms to these things just to get a little more height?
Dude, don't go there, dude.
I'm just saying.
Come on. That was Dan Manucci. That wasn't me, Kevin.
I love it. And you know what? I'm actually with him right now because he is putting a full court press on my wife, showing houses right now.
Oh, I see.
You had a little pregnant pause there. Wow. Full court on my wife. I'm glad you jumped in on that one, Oh, jeez. I think we have to let you go.
Right now with his wife. Yes, they're showing houses. What is wrong with this show? It's gone downhill.
No, we better get out because you're going to get yourself in trouble. It's going to cost you a few $1,000,000.
I was just going to say,
you better get to work, big fella.
You're going to end up with a house after
borrow
this
some money
segment.
from Roc.
Yeah, okay. That'll happen. Hey, buddy, great stuff, man. As always, have fun out there. Good luck in your conference. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
It's Kevin Rowe, Lerner and Rowe. If you've been injured in an accident, don't try to handle it alone. Lerner and Rowe, They've been voted Arizona's best personal injury law firm year after year after year. So if you're in a wreck, need a check, make one call. That's all. You know the phone number, 602-977-1900, or you can visit them at Lerner in Rowe. When you look at those, I'm going under. I'm going under with the sacks, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going under with the yards. I think it's going to be more of a defensive battle. And I haven't decided who I want. I'm leaning towards Seattle just because they're home.
Yeah, that's
same thing with the Broncos.
But then you
because
got
they're home, but
Matthew
quarterback.
Stafford on this Rams team. The only thing that's kind of scary about this Rams team is their secondary. They play a little bit better. They're banged up. They do a good job with the pass rush, running game. If they can't get pressure on Sam Darnold, it could be a long day. But I'm also gonna lean. I'm gonna say the Rams in this one. I think it'll be a low scoring. I think it'll be like a 24. I'm gonna say 24-21 game type of thing for the Rams. It's close from field goal, wins it at the end, and it's supposed to be like 45 for the high, sunny.
Nice.
I mean, so it'll be a nice day there in Seattle.
All right, perfect road team versus Mile High history. That's Pats and Broncos, and that's the AFC title game. We're going to break it down. How did this all happen with sports writer, podcaster John Sappochetti? He will join us next from Boston, break it all down. But first, here's your local ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update with Laz.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Arizona Cardinals head coaching search is focusing on 3 primary candidates: Jacksonville Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile, former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris, and Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Other candidates have also been interviewed, but it appears the Cardinals have identified their top options as the team works to fill its vacancy. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns head to Atlanta tonight to take on the Hawks with tip-off at 5:30 and pregame coverage beginning at 4:30 on 98.7 FM and streaming on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Twin Peaks, and nobody does football like Twin Peaks. Catch all the action at any of their 5 Valley locations. Enjoy all-day specials on ice-cold draft beers, buckets, and specialty cocktails paired with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy. Longtime Boston sports writer and broadcaster John Sappochetti joins the guys next.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites: burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Arizona businesses need more skilled workers, and our students are the solution. At the Pima Joint Technical Education District, we build the talent Arizona businesses rely on. With cutting-edge programs in health and technology and hands-on career training, Our 30,000 students will graduate ready for high-demand careers. JTED builds the future of Arizona's workforce. Learn how our students will bring excellence to your business at pimajted.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Every day in Arizona, drivers and pedestrians share the road. Always watch out for pedestrians, even when you have the right of way. Make sure to follow the speed limit. Just a few extra miles per hour can mean the difference between life and death. Keep your eyes on the road at all times, not your phone. And never block or park in crosswalks. It's dangerous. Visit gohs.az.gov for more information. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
I think anytime that the score is being kept, you want to win, and I've tried that to keep that same mentality my whole life. And that's from my older brothers to playing my wife in something to playing out here playing football. I think you want to win, and anybody's keeping score, no matter if it matters or not. I think winning's more fun. So that's that's my mentality, and I think that's what try to bring that to this team, and I think the team feels the same way.
Drake May, man, what a year he's had. Pats, Broncos, 1 o'clock from Mile High Stadium there in Denver. The Pats, they enter the game as road warriors, having a perfect 8-0 outside of Foxborough this season. But historically, Denver has had a lot of success at home. And for the Pats to win the postseason, they hold a 0-4 playoff record in Mile High City. So we'll have to see what's going to happen. But as we mentioned, we are excited. We always love having him on. He's always graces us with his New England what do you want to call it? Not background, but he's a Boston guy, but he's not a Boston guy.
Yeah,
in a way.
He's very unbiased.
Yes, there you go, which is not
very
like most Boston people, right, John? John Sappochetti joins us now, New England Football Journal, and you can follow him on X at JohnSapp25. Where'd you grow up exactly, though, John?
I grew up in suburban Boston, Somerville, Massachusetts, famous for many bank robbers and other things like that. Actually, Ty Traynor, the most famous man to ever come out of Somerville, the Hall of Fame third baseman with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But I've always been kind of a contrarian. I'm kind of like a 14-year-old. Like, I get a favorite athlete, so that becomes my favorite team. Like, I'm a huge LeBron James fan, so wherever he goes, I'm a fan of that team.
Okay.
Currently in the NFL, Joe Burrow's my guy, so hopefully he'll get traded to the Vikings or the Rams in a couple of years so he can at least have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So he's my guy, but I must say Drake May is my second favorite quarterback. The way he's grown this year is absolutely incredible. But by the way, what we're doing here in Boston is we're waiting on 2 feet of snow. So
really,
I curse my grandparents, who came from Italy over 100 years ago. Why did they pick this hellhole? I mean, the weather is horrible here. You guys are so smart out there in Arizona. It's 75 today, sunny, and we're waiting on 2 feet of snow, and trees are going to explode in our backyard. So no wonder people here are so miserable.
So John, how did this happen? You won 4 games last year. Vrabel takes over. You guys were very active in free agency, extremely active. You hit on some draft choices, but to go from 4 to 14 wins, I mean, you won 13 out of the last 14 games, John Sappochetti.
What a great
How has this happened?
No, it's been truly amazing. They started 1-2, but they kind of sold me when they lost that third game of the season to Pittsburgh. They had 5 turnovers, but they were in the game and they dominated for a couple of quarters. That's when I became impressed with them. Look, the upgrade from Mayo to Vrabel is obvious, and nothing against Gerard Mayo. He wasn't ready to be a head coach in the NFL. He's been a positional coach. He just wasn't groomed for this. Mike Vrabel had been a linebacker coach at Ohio State, a linebacker coach with the Texans, defensive coordinator. Heck, what Mike Vrabel did last year going back to work for the Cleveland Browns is so admirable because he kind of got his hands into everything, scouting, executive type work, coaching the offensive line. Now he comes back here as even a better coach, but it's the quarterback. The quarterback went from basically a guy who you had question marks about, we know the talent's there, to a guy now who I think is a top 5 quarterback. And is only going to get better because the physical skills we know are there, but the mental part of the game has really clicked for him. Josh McDaniels has done a great job as the offensive coordinator, and you put those two together, you coach and quarterback can go a long way in this league. But like you guys said, they spent a lot of money in free agency. I mean, they addressed their defensive line, linebackers, defensive backfield, all three levels of their defense. They worked on their offensive line. Stephon Diggs has been tremendous for them. Travion Henderson as the number 2 back. I mean, they have talent on that team. And again, most people have talked about how they've had an easy schedule, and sure, so have the Denver Broncos. By the way, the Denver Broncos this year, guys, have 4 wins by a grand total of 7 points over the Jets, Giants, Raiders, and Commanders. So they haven't exactly been the 89 49ers either.
You know, you talked about the talent, you know, the emphasis that Vrabel talked about protecting his young quarterback, establishing that ground game. But Kayshon Boutte, talk about this third-year pro on how he's come on the scene. You talked about Diggs. We've got that. You got your tight ends. But Boutte, his kid has just grown exponentially over these last couple of years.
He sure has. And they have a really good vibe together, Drake May and Kayshon Boutte. And, again, Boutte with LSU, he was a high recruit. You know,
yes.
That's wide receiver university, whether it's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and a whole crew of people go all the way back to Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, they're always producing wide receivers. He was going to be the guy. There was some slippage there. The Patriots took him late in the draft. He showed some signs with Mac Jones a little bit, but he's really grown with Drake May, who's a far superior quarterback than Mac Jones, and he has given them big play capability, which we see what always do this. Every time I do a hit, I always refer to Drake May as Mac Jones, which is a sin. But Drake May is a great deep ball thrower, right? I mean, one of the best in the business, and exactly as you've seen, what he's been able to do with Kayshon Boutte. It's everything's fallen into place, but they've earned it. Vrabel's a top coach. Drake May's a top quarterback. They filled in the pieces. Elsewise, they're so well coached. And look, they're one way win from going to their 12th Super Bowl in franchise history, which is kind of nuts.
If that happens, can you recall a team that had such a turnaround like they did and then would go on to possibly win a Super Bowl? I mean, I'm trying to think, you know, over the 50-plus years of a team that had 4 wins the year before and then win the Super Bowl. I don't know if there's been anybody.
No, I'm ancient. Super Bowls? Yeah, I mean, 1981, the Bengals and 49ers, I think, were both coming off 6-win seasons, and they met in the Super Bowl with the 49ers winning. But that was 6 wins. It was a different time. 4 years ago, the Bengals went from, 4 wins to 10 and came so close to winning the Super Bowl against the Rams. So it can happen. But, yeah, we also saw it with Jacksonville this year. They had an incredible season as well. Yeah. You know, came so close to beating Buffalo that, you know, maybe it would have been Jacksonville Patriots. They would have met in the divisional round. So it happens more and more in the NFL now because of free agency. If you're able to hit on your draft picks, and then if your quarterback goes from being 15th or 18th, which Drake May was last year, to an MVP candidate, you're going to see that team improve exponentially, which the Patriots have.
Is this Patriot defense salivating that they have an inexperienced quarterback that they're going to face? I mean, I would think so, right?
Sure. I mean, Jarrett Stidham played here for 2 years. They drafted him in the 4th round in 2019. Didn't work out. People question, is he all in? You know, Manuch, you know, the quarterback position, you're either all in or you're somewhere in the middle, right? And that's not good. You have to be all in to play that position. We know how maniacal the best guys are, and that never came across as Jarrett Stidham's MO. So they always question that. He was here for 2 years. He couldn't even beat out, ancient Cam Newton. And then that made the Patriots go ahead and draft Mac Jones, and then they moved on from Jarrett Stidham. We hear about his talent, which is great. I guess when he came out of high school, he was the number 1 college recruit at quarterback, right ahead of Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, all Heisman Trophy winners, and Sam Darnold, who's playing in the NFC Championship game. But that was 11 years ago. We've seen quarterbacks that coming out of high school look like can't-miss projects, and they really never developed from there, like Jimmy Clausen or someone like that. So I think that's something that you have to look at. Is he going to be able to step in after only 4 starts in his career against this defense that's playing really, really well? And I also think there's a slight factor, too. Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator, had him in Vegas for a couple of years. He liked him. Maybe he knows some of the intricacies that maybe can weaken whatever Jarrett Stidham's going to do. You know, institutional knowledge. Again, we overanalyze these games. By the time Sunday comes, we're going to, be diagramming who has better uniforms to decide who's going to win the game. But just thinking maybe Josh McDaniels does have some knowledge on Jarrett Stidham, and that can help the Patriots defensive staff as well.
I think the dots, the connections between both teams. You got Vrabel was a player when McDaniels was coaching. Now Vrabel is going to be going against. Vrabel's got him back on the sidelines. You got Sean Payton going against Mike Vrabel's defenses. Josh McDaniel going back to Denver. I imagine he wants some sweet revenge from there too, from him getting fired by the Broncos. So many little sidebars, little side stories going on with this game, John.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier the Patriots are 0-4 in Denver in the playoffs, and three times they lost with Tom Brady as their quarterback. Right? I mean, Brady lost to Jake Plummer once and Peyton Manning twice in the playoffs. I'll go back 1986 when John Elway outdo Tony Eason for the Broncos to go to the AFC Championship game. Yeah, it's kind of been a weird rivalry. Not much the last 10 years, but when Peyton Manning was there, of course, against Brady, it was a rivalry. And in the 80s, it was a rivalry kind of like the hammer and the nail, unfortunately, because John Elway went 7-0 against the Patriots in his career. So they kind of controlled things for that period of time. But, yeah, there's so many side stories, without question. I mean, Jarrett Stidham, drafted by the Patriots, goes to Vegas. Now he's in Denver. So many little stories that are going to make this game very, very interesting as we await Sunday.
So what have you been impressed about the most with Mike Vrabel as the head coach?
I'm going to tell you an interesting story. First of all, the players love him. You see how he's after the game and how he greets every player, doesn't go to the locker room until he greets every single player. You see when a player gets injured, he's right on the field to see things. But just a kind of a personal story, the leader of our website, John Saranides, he lost his mother in August, and he covers the Patriots on a weekly basis. And Mike Vrabel went up to him during a media session with everybody bringing their kids in. It was kind of a kids' media session on a Saturday before the season. And Vrabel went up to John and gave him a big hug and said, if you need anything, let me know. That personal touch just meant so much to me that he would go up to someone who he doesn't know well, but knows from covering him and offered the condolences that he did. That's a real human being. You would have never seen that with Bill Belichick. I mean, if you remember when Bill Belichick's father died, he came into the locker room after the game and said, yeah, my dad died last night. Business as usual. I'll be back Wednesday. Like with that monotone. Vrabel's a real person. Was a sensational player, and he's more Bill Parcells than Bill Belichick. He's a wise guy at times with the media, but they know that he's playing around with them and he's entertaining, but he's a joy. And I think the players just absolutely would run through a brick wall for him, and you've seen that this year. They're all bought into whatever he's selling.
Will this coaching staff stay intact, you think? I mean, there's so many jobs.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Core was actually the inside linebacker coach, but because Terrell Williams was diagnosed with prostate cancer back in training camp, he took over the play calling duties. He's been fantastic. So maybe he moves on and becomes a defensive coordinator elsewhere. Josh McDaniels, to me, is an interesting case. I mean, obviously he's one of the 4 or 5 best offensive play callers in the sport, but it was a disaster with him in Denver and with the Raiders, but he never had the quarterback, right? And he also had too much control on personnel. Maybe a team brings him in and says, look, run the offense. We'll get you a strong defensive coordinator, and you don't have final say in personnel, and you can do wonders with what we have here. As a Joe Burrow fan, I'd love to see him in Cincinnati. But I think that, a third time is difficult in the NFL. You don't generally see that, especially since both times he couldn't even make it out of his second year in Denver and in Vegas.
Hey, real quick, you have 2 coaches fired in the division. McDaniels is fired. McDermott is fired. I don't understand why. They're in Buffalo. McDaniels being rumored to maybe interview with the Bills. Phillip Rivers maybe interviewed for the Bills. And then Miami's already got their new head coach. Surprised with the Bills move? Surprised with the Dolphins moves?
The Dolphins, no. I like Mike McDaniel as an offensive wizard. I mean, he's a big brain, right?
Right.
I don't know if he's a head coach, if he controls the room, if he can step in front of 60 alpha males and have them to buy in what he's selling them. In terms of Buffalo, they probably had to do something. And again, I love bringing up old references. The LA Rams in the 1970s won 5 straight division titles, but they always disappointed in the playoffs. So they had Chuck Knox as their head coach, who should be in the Hall of Fame, and they just moved on from him after 5 years. They felt like he could only go so far. So is McDermott, Chuck Knox, is he Marty Schottenheimer? Is he that type of coach that can bring you only so far? You need someone to put the team over the top. I'd like to see them get an offensive coach. Josh McDaniels would be quite interesting with Josh Allen. And, there's people around here still trying to spread the rumor of Bill Belichick. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's expired like milk at this point. He can't even get to 5 wins at North Carolina. So what NFL team's going to bother with a 74-year-old guy who brings a lot of drama to the situation?
How about that,
good
Roc?
luck with that storm up there, buddy. Stay safe, everybody up there, and we'll be thinking about you when we turn on the news and we see all you guys out there.
Well, we're out there in shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah. Got to try to get
Thanks.
36 in tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. I know. It's only 36. We may get us 36 inches. The one thing that I wanted to propose to you guys in Arizona is, how about this for a trade? And maybe this can, lead to phone calls and some discussion. Kyler Murray to Miami for Tua. Straight up. I mean, the money worked. They both need new starts. Maybe that's something.
It's been talked about quite a bit, actually, and I think every single Cardinal fan would jump on that right now. Anything to get rid of Kyler. It just did not work here, unfortunately. So
okay,
well, we're all in on that one. That's for sure.
We're gonna make it happen, John.
All right,
make it happen.
thanks, John. Appreciate it, man.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll get
the
back
guy
to you.
running the Cardinals is a former Patriot, right? So why not?
Yeah, exactly. We'll call Monty.
Yeah.
All right. That's John Sappochetti. You got to check him out, New England Football Journal, at New FTBJ. And then, of course, on his X, Twitter, all that stuff, John Sapp25. Always appreciate him joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, today, powered by Right Toyota, right price, the right selection, and always the right dealership. We're here today right across the number 16 of the Waste Management Phoenix Open, located here on Franklin Wright Boulevard. It's the right dealer for you. No question about it. Right Toyota has the right deal for everyone. Check out the full inventory of pre-owned certified vehicles under $15,000. That's right. All online at righttoyota.com. All right, college football playoff isn't changing, at least not yet, as the CFP Management Committee officially sticking with the 12-team format for this upcoming season. And with a Heisman-winning national champion already headed to the NFL, college football's next chapter is shifting fast. We'll break it all down next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Cobra Optum driver. The new Cobra Optum is the first driver to optimize POI and MOI. With a reshaped head and optimized center of gravity, experience straighter drives and more robust distance. Check out the new Cobra Optum drivers today. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
On February 21st, the Arizona Cardinals Foundation will host the first ever Cardinals Climb. State Farm Stadium will transform into a mountain-like experience with trail-inspired routes for all ages and abilities, raising funds for 4 organizations benefiting Arizona's special needs community: Barrow Neurological Foundation, SARC, Special Olympics Arizona, and Treasure House. Registration is open now at cardinalsclimb.com. Help us make a difference, because together we climb higher.
Hey, it's Eli Winders. Just a reminder, if you're feeling low, you're not alone. Life can get tough, and we all need a hand sometimes. Don't be afraid to talk to someone, even if it's just to get things off your chest. You have to take care of yourself so you can take care of business. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help. You've got people who care about you. Reach out if you need to, and check in on those you care about too. We're all in this together. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
Oh, my God. He's so tough. I mean, he got hit. He had no time. He keeps getting back up, and just a great competitor. And there's no way this gets done without that kind of performance at that position. And I can't say enough great things about him.
All right, Kurt. Cignati.
I love it.
Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, of course, who led the Hoosiers undefeated in the championship, has officially declared for the NFL drafts, and the Raiders are on the clock. He made the announcement publicly, appeared on TV, did the whole 9 yards. So he's pretty excited about it. And hopefully he does well. What a good kid. The ratings for the game, the title game, was huge. Huge TV audience, ranking them among the most watched college football game in more than a decade. And that's good to see that those numbers just keep growing. But everything went big. I mean, even the merchandise sales were up 18% from last year. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Tickets were upwards of, over $4,000 average. So overall, I think the CFP and the NCAA, there's a lot of buzz around the sport, and it's going to just continue to grow. I just hope they can just kind of reel in this NIL and the transfer portal. I saw this this interesting stat that was, I'm going to give credit to where credit's due, and it was Barstool Sports one morning. I don't know, I was watching the show for some odd reason. But
I don't get it.
I don't either. But
I'm sorry, I don't get it.
So they put a graphic up to 2025 roster construction, looking at the college football playoff, the teams that were in there. Starts by recruits and starts by transfers.
Right.
So what team you think is number one when it came to the most starts by recruits?
Oh, wow.
Starts by recruits,
this last
not
year?
transfers. Yeah. Of the playoff.
Actual recruits.
Yeah, starts by the recruits.
Oh, man, is it a
It's a big school.
Big school. I'm going to say Ohio State.
They were number 2 at 72%. Number 1 was 90% by Georgia.
Okay, I guess.
But here's the thing: we all talk about this transfer portal.
Right.
Georgia only had, what's the difference? 10%.
Yes.
Only 10% transfers.
Because they haven't had to go and get transfers to build their program. Same with Ohio State.
Now, if you go completely on the opposite side, Ole Miss had the most at 66.3.
Okay.
Indiana, 65.4.
Right.
Texas Tech, which we knew, 63%. Miami was 53.6%. So, but it was the big schools that are not using the transfer portal as much, but still pretty much, it goes Georgia, Ohio State, OU, Alabama, Oregon, and JMU.
So George Madison University,
James Madison.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Here's the thing: Texas Tech had to go do that to get them on the map. Indiana had to do that to get them on the map, get them into the field of play.
Tulane too; they had 55.5%.
Right. So there's a lot of teams that will have to use that to make them part of get them in the neighborhood. You've already got the established teams already in the neighborhood, the big dogs, the Georgias, the Ohio States, the Alabamas. I mean, go on and on. They don't have to rely on that because they already get recruits, 4- and 5-star recruits that are coming there. Now they're paying them well, but they're just kind of reloading versus rebuilding. Look at Texas Tech. They had a starting front four defensive line that was basically became the second team after they went out and bought 4 defensive lineman starters. So the reason why they were so good is because they had a starting 4 that had been bought out. They had another starting 4 that was getting paid. So that's how you make a program prominent. So Arizona State you go get 3 or 4 prominent players, you get right back in the mix.
So Stuart Mandel, outstanding college football writer, came out with his early top 25 college football rankings for the upcoming season. Can Indiana repeat? Who's number one? Number one, who do you think it is? It's all because of a one returning.
I'm going to say Georgia.
Nope, Oregon with Dante Moore.
Oh, okay.
So Oregon comes in number 1, Ohio State's 2, Georgia 3, Miami 4, Texas 5, Indiana at 6. We have Notre Dame 7, BYU 8, and rounding out to 10 is Oklahoma, Texas Tech.
Well, it's interesting because I think it's all predicated. You know, you look at Gunnar Henderson. You got the quarterbacks. Texas will have Arch Manning back. Indiana's, I guess, the kid from TCU transfer there.
Yeah, that kid's supposed to be stuck.
And so, yeah, it's all about who's your QB going to be, and how is that going to affect where you're going to end up.
It's kind of a bummer Arizona State didn't make the top 25. That's not a good sign.
They made number 23 in the way too early poll. It came out the other day. I saw that. You know, I just think ASU's just they're still going to have a long road. They still have got to go out some better players from the standpoint of bringing them in or outbidding other teams to bring them in. So they've done pretty good so far in this portal. But the way things are going to end up, you got to have that quarterback, got to have the receiving core, and you got to have the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball pretty much taken care of.
All right, hour number 3 is just around the corner here. We're going to catch up with UFL MVP, now Winnipeg Blue Bomber, Super Bowl champion with the LA Rams. Went to Chandler High. Bryce Perkins will join us, one of Manuch's guys, once again. I mean, at least once a week we get somebody.
Absolutely.
Rob Fredrickson will join us as well. We're going to talk a little Suns as they have they get to conclude this little road trip they're on, and they're playing some pretty good basketball. So we'll get into that as well. So that's all coming up in hour number 2 here on, hour number 3 with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix on FM at 98.7 HD2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
It's where every slam dunk dream and memory of your favorite game is stored. Your brain shapes you, defines you, makes you you. Yet as many athletes know, a brain or spine condition can change that. That's why Arrow pushes the boundaries of neuroscience medicine and what's possible. Consistently ranked among the best in the country, Barrow fights to help patients hold on to their dreams, memories, and themselves right here in Arizona. Barrow Neurological Institute, minding what matters most. Visit barrowneuro.org to learn more.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Who is Farm Bureau Financial Services? At our core, we're relationship builders. We're home and auto bundlers, life insurers, farm and ranch protectors, and retirement planners. We're neighbors, community members, and friends. We're the people you can count on now and for years to come. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Sun Devil men's basketball is heating up, and now you can build a ticket plan on your terms. With the Sun Devils mini plan, you choose any 6 home games you want, including the biggest Big 12 matchups of the year, Kansas and Arizona. Lock in the rivalries, circle the heavy hitters, or stack your schedule with weekends that work for you. 6 games, your choice, your vibes, your Sun Devils. Grab your mini plan today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
Usually indicates something to them. Toward that low snap, Perkins picks it up. Gonna try to run it in from there. A stiff arm. Makes a man miss. Spins. And gets it. Oh my, what an athletic play by Bryce. Perkins, come on.
Oh, great call. UFL against Memphis there. And our next guest, he's gone from Chandler High to ASU to Virginia to the NFL to the UFL MVP, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and now he's in the RTD business, ready to drink, hard seltzers, and of course, been on the show many times before. That's right. Bryce Perkins joins us. What's up, Bryce, man? How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Hey, Bryce, how we doing?
How you guys doing, man? Appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, thank you, man. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to get a bunch of cases of Siptail. That's why we bring you on, right? That's how it works, right?
Hey, it's all transactional. That's how it works. We love it, though.
Rock, be careful. He's getting his master's in business right now. So
what's with all these former quarterbacks getting masters? Sean Salisbury just got his. I mean, that's good stuff. All right, nice. You're keeping busy, man. You've had let me ask you, with all the different teams you've played for, what do you do with all that swag? I mean, where is all that swag? Like the hats, the shirts, shorts.
I like to keep a good amount of it, just so I have everything. From the stops I've been at, and get to appreciate the journey. And I also too try to give a lot away. To family members or friends. They're also one of the biggest supporters. And they, are right there with me along the journey. So I try to keep enough, but also give it away because, at the end of the day, you only got so much room.
It's interesting, Bryce, as Rock kind of alluded to your journey, and I'm having the privilege of training you through all these years. You see it. What's kind of the common denominator for you? You're going to be at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers this next year in the Canadian Football League, but you go from Chandler to ASU to Arizona Western College to Virginia, the Rams, UFL. I mean, there's got to be something that's kind of a commonality or common denominator that's helped you along the way. What has that been for you to have this kind of success?
Every place I go, and growing up, not naturally playing, the quarterback position, there was a lot of learning curve and learning things I had to do. So I think being able to take on that student of the game role seriously and picking up new things from different places I've been to, different people, different coaches, different players that I've played with, have allowed me to look at the game a different way, from high school to college to pros, even from pros to the UFL. Trying to be as serious and as studious as I can be, when I study the game and when I look at the games.
So, Bryce, you're with the LA Rams 2021. You win a Super Bowl. Rock, you should see this ring. I mean, this thing it's huge.
Where do you keep it? Where do you?
Yeah, where's that bad boy at?
It's in a case locked up. I can count on a handful of times I've actually wore that thing. Every time I put it on, I kind of get nervous. Something may happen. It may loosen up. I losing weight. My fingers get smaller, may slip up. So I try to keep it up. And, anytime there's a special occasion or something to bring it out, I definitely, try to.
So you're with the Rams that year. You and I would talk during the year, and you're getting ready. What is it about, number one? Here's the Rams again vying for an NFC Championship game against Seattle. Number one, what is it about Matthew Stafford that truly impressed you every day? And what is it with this Sean McVay offense, Bryce? I mean, what is it how he just always seems to have an answer for every defense?
Yeah, I mean, you get a McVay system with, Matthew, his experience. It's not a lot that they haven't seen in a game of football, defense-wise, right? And as defenses are getting smarter and more complex in how they hold coverages and how they roll and how do they do different things like that. Sean does a great job of, looking through that, working through that and anticipating the different looks. And him and Matthew, have a great relationship, and they both are very, very experienced. So it's like, they're both bouncing ideas off each other. And that's what, I've come to really appreciate it and kind of take on is that preparation side of it and understanding and developing that type of process from play call, from line to post snap. It's all the more dialed in you can be, the more prepared you can be for any other looks that may come your way. And I think they do a great job. And no matter what, there's a throw to be made, and you have a great, talent like Matthew Stafford. There's not too many people in the league that can throw the ball better than him.
Well, what impressed you the most about Stafford? Day in and day out, your practice, you watch him, you behind him, you learn it from. What impressed you the most on a day in and day out basis?
Yeah, I think just his recall, his ability to recall information, recall things that he's seen. He'll talk about a specific play, and Coach McVay does this as well. But the ability to talk about, a play 5 years ago when they seen a similar look. He's like, yeah, we were playing the Vikings, fourth quarter. It was 3 minutes left. It was third down, and like this was maybe like 5 years ago. And just the ability to recall that, to be able to relate it to what's going on with whatever look that we're seeing this week or they're seeing this week. And just that right there, it's like a bank, right? It's all the looks get stored in the bank, and he's able to recall them. And the experience of going through those things allows you to look at the game different. And seeing him kind of operate through that or talk about different thought processes throughout coverages on plays and things like that is something that, as you kind of go, and I was blessed to be able to get in a position where, I was with Matthew, but, a lot of young players kind of going on. I know for me specifically, I didn't kind of look at the game too far like that. And I know sometimes, especially in some of these systems of college, guys aren't getting trained as well to look at the game from that point of view. So there's a big learning curve, from young guys coming into the league that you see. And you kind of really sometimes only notice it when you're around a veteran like Matthew Stafford.
Here's Bryce Perkins joining us here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. All right, you're heading to Winnipeg in the CFL. What excites you about this opportunity, and what do you think your skill set brings to that type of league with the bigger field and everything else?
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. I think that it's a new challenge, a new game. I got the iPad. I've been watching film, kind of just different nuances with the waggle motion, the size difference in field, and the 3 downs and the goalpost right in the middle. I think all that's exciting. It's a new challenge, and I think that, as I get older, I kind of always appreciate something, new to kind of work through and everything like that. And as well, when I was in the UFL, our offensive coordinator was from Canada. So a lot of things that he implemented with us kind of had a CFL thought to it, and he adjusted it a little bit. But a lot of processes that he would try to, run with us, especially in the RPO game, is one of the biggest things that I see similarity-wise from the Winnipeg offense and the offense we ran last year at the UFL. And so being able to get into a system like that is good. And I think that, like with anything, get up there, be a sponge, run the game, and mistakes are going to happen. field is a little wider. Corners can sit a little longer. You may not feel comfortable. Near hash throw to the sideline is a little further than the NFL. So kind of just, working through all those kinks and making mistakes, but learning from them and kind of growing into the role that I need to be, since I have success in that league.
Bryce, as you know, I played in Toronto for 8 games, so I know the CFL for a little bit. I mean, you can replace the records of Dieter Brock up there. It's very windy,
Doug Flutie,
up there in Winnipeg. But that far hash to the far sideline is about a 60-yard down and out, Bryce. I just want you to know that. So just we can chat about some of the finer nuance. And also 12 on 12. It's not 11 on 11. It's 12 on 12.
Yeah. No, definitely, and you can see even on film, guys throwing all the way to the opposite to the sideline from the far hash. It seems like the ball's in the air for so long, and I've seen a couple balls go the other way. The throws on time is just with the field longer. You have to kind of adjust with that. So it's exciting. It's exciting. The 12 people getting used to the different coverages and looks and different things they can play. Is fun. It's a challenge. It's going to be one of the things that's a little different. But like with anything, everything's process-based. Once you have a good process, you'll be able to take it in, and after that, it's just a thing of reps at that point.
So do you like your Rams, your former Rams team, McVay and Stafford against Seattle in this game? Who do you like in this game?
Yeah, no, definitely Los Angeles. I think after the way they lost last time they played, I think everybody's going to have a edge to them. And also I think later in the season, especially this close to the Super Bowl, I don't think anybody can really out-scheme, Sean and the things that he do. And I think, I know those guys are dialed and ready. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see Seahawks playing really, really well. So, but I think, when it comes to shove, I think you always kind of bet on the best quarterback, and Matthew's been that all year. So,
hey, Bryce, always great catching up with you. Just know that, just real quick, we got to get your butt back out in the lab. Let's go. You'd be slacking at Cadillac and got you ready for Canada.
No NBA excuse. I can't use that as excuse. I need to get rolling and get dialed.
Hey, Bryce, before we let you go, I mean, you're also building off the field with the Zip Tail hard seltzer. What made you get into this business while still playing?
When I started, I think after my rookie year, wanted to venture into something that I could have kind of after football. And as the years have been going, it's played a lot of part in the decisions I've made, even going back to the UFL or even getting my master's in business and being able to kind of advance in education. That it's been such a great opportunity, and just to see it grow, to see the success that we have, the people that we have around us. It's been amazing, but to be able to have something that's lasting after football is important, and that's where a lot of guys kind of, feel sometimes lost, when they're done with the sport of game, or when they're done with the game. And, a lot of it is more so they don't have kind of outlet. They've been so competitive. They've been in the competition, their whole lives, and that adjustment is hard, after football. So, same competitive nature in business. It's just a different skill set that is learned. So
good stuff. Well, hey, hopefully we catch up before you start throwing it out there in Winnipeg. So thanks so much for the time. We want to catch up. I told Manuch I want to talk to you more about Zip Tail, and I'm involved in a bar and some other things that I think I could help you. So let's make sure we touch base on that. So good luck to you, man. Let's do it.
Thank you guys so much. Always a pleasure.
You got it. Bryce Perkins joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Coming up next, can the Suns make it 4 straight wins on the road? We'll break down tonight's matchup against a severely shorthanded Atlanta Hawks team. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Cobra Optum driver. The new Cobra Optum is the first driver to optimize POI and MOI. With a reshaped head and optimized center of gravity, experience straighter drives and more robust distance. Check out the new Cobra Optum drivers today. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Back in 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. 33 million trucks later, Ford has kept that title every year since. F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years and counting. Paul Calvi's here. Take the 2025 Ford F-150 truck. Available features like Pro Power on board and interior work surface. Every detail matters, from powerful engines to smart technology. And right now, in a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back. 3.9% APR financing for 72 months plus $2,000 cash back on a 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. Or looking for something smaller in size? How about the Ford Bronco Sport or the Ford Maverick truck? Affordability never looks so good. But hurry, it all ends January 31st at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday afternoon. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We know you have choices, so thanks for making us part of your day. As the Suns wrap up their 6-game East Coast road trip tonight in Atlanta, you will hear that game on the Mothership 98.7. As Suns team is looking for the 4th straight win, and they're rolling. And the Hawks, they're banged up, and really banged up. And great news this week, of course, if you've been out of town, has got a clean injury report right now for the Phoenix Suns.
Knock on wood, Rock.
Yes, with Jalen Green returned to the lineup this week from that hamstring injury. Suns are 7-3 in the last 10 games and fully healthy for tonight. On the other side, Porzingis is out. Bunch of guys are out for the Hawks. They're dealing with some major front court issues. So this is a good break for the Phoenix Suns, and we'll see how this thing flies. But the Hawks did win the first matchup this season, right? I think in November they won by a bucket.
Well, Jalen Johnson went off. Against Trae Young no longer. He's gone to the Wizards, but yeah, they'd lost 4 in a row. They finally won. I think it was last night or the night before, that being the Hawks.
So Suns are currently favored by a modest 2.5, 3 points. Over under is 233. Devin Booker has averaged about 21 points per game over the last 10 games. So he'll be the focal point tonight. But given the Atlanta's significant injuries, especially to their big men, Suns are in an excellent position to exploit pain, finish off this road trip on a high note. And I think if you're a gambler, it seems like this is the game that you would you'd put a couple bucks on.
Well, there's never any guarantees. It's in Atlanta, but I would agree with you.
They're known for
Yeah.
quarter.
But I think that here's a couple things. Jalen Johnson, he gets on a roll. This kid, he's right now he's averaging
23.
Yeah, 23 a game. And to your point, Porzingis is out. Some of the other guys are out. I think the one thing about the Suns is that they understand exactly what you said. They're short, a couple, 2-3 players, even one or two of their guys off the bench. They're short with that as well too. This is that finish the business trip, win this game, and come back on Sunday. I believe they got Miami on Sunday. They have a long homestand, and here they are in the 6th place in the Western Conference. Basically, they are in the playoffs as of now, not the play-in, the playoffs. But I think also the addition of you look at Green coming in, Jalen Green, he'll probably come off the bench again. They'll incorporate him. But right now, the way that Grayson Allen's playing, Gillespie's playing, you mentioned Booker, how well he's playing. They're playing very good, solid basketball. Chemistry is good. They beat the Nets, even though they had to outscore them. They didn't play much defense. The only problem is you just hope that the turnovers don't rear their ugly head again like they did the other night against Philadelphia. 22 turnovers, 28 points off those turnovers. Hell, if they cut back on their turnovers, they'd be probably win another 3 or 4 games. And on top of that, I don't know what the deal is with Booker handling the basketball. He had 6 turnovers himself. So between his turnovers,
they need to focus on some ball security.
yeah, they really do. And it's just when he dribbles the ball, it's like Book. They double team him, gets caught up. Either he throws it away or he turns it over. So if they could just cut those in half, which they had up until the last 2 games, they should win this basketball game going away.
So after this, they return home. They got a 5-game homestand, which this will get rolling against the teams they just faced on this East Coast trip. They'll have they'll have Miami Heat on Sunday, the Nets on Tuesday, Pistons on Thursday, back to back. Then they got the Cavs on Friday, and then Sunday it's Clippers. So you have pretty good run there of East Coast teams for the most part, with the exception of the Clippers next Sunday.
Yeah, and I think that the Suns are starting to find their groove now that Jalen Green's back. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably come off the bench for a couple games, and then I think by next week, I think that they probably take a look at this and go, okay, we'll start to incorporate him. But I really like the way that Jordan has played a lot of players in a lot of situations for a lot of the matchups that they're going to face. And you talk about, they'll go Miami, Brooklyn, Detroit, Cleveland. Detroit and Cleveland back-to-back games. So those are going to be literally back-to-back games.
Yeah, that's fine. It's home, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that those are – when you play 2 really good teams in the East in back-to-back games, you really feel what you have to do, who doesn't rest, who plays. Matter of fact, Mark Williams, the last 2 back-to-back games, he's played.
Yeah, which is good.
Which is really good. So I think they're confident that they can rely on him in these back-to-back games. But, if they can come home 4-2 on the 6-game road trip, that'll bode very, very well with the schedule moving forward.
Isn't it just awesome to see Jalen Green on the court?
Yes.
We've been waiting. He's missed 33 games. You see him out there, and you can just tell he's a superstar. We really haven't had a chance to see him yet, other than that one game where he would 29 points, whatever, that one time in November. But here he is, 12 points in 20 minutes, and in the win over Philly. And it's like, just seeing him out there.
This
is going to be so much fun as he gets acclimated with this the rotation and how Jordan Knott's going to use him, at least for the first couple week or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope he can stay healthy, because those hamstrings, once you got one, they come back.
Well, hamstrings and Devin Booker's groin. So you just hope those don't rear their ugly head. But, yeah, you watch Jalen Green the other night. He's like in another gear. I mean, you can tell he's got fresh legs.
Yeah,
he's quick. He gets his ball off, distributes the ball. He went to the rack a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that once he gets more and more into games, he's going to feel, not that he's going to be hesitant with that hamstring. I think now, after all the practices he's had, the game he had the other night against the 76ers, tonight's game, that he'll get more and more confident that he can move, and maybe gets 25 minutes tonight. And then maybe against Miami on Sunday, gets, 30 minutes. So maybe then next week when they take on Brooklyn or Detroit, I got a funny suspicion. I bet by the Detroit or Cleveland game next week, I got a funny suspicion he'll probably be back in the starting lineup.
You know, interesting. Jalen Green, for those you don't know, didn't play college ball. He went right to the NBA G League, so he forego his college basketball. But he was recruited by University of Arizona before he was 15 years old.
That is,
I mean, if Florida State and USC were the other two.
He was a AAU phenom, a high
top
school
recruit by ESPN.
Yes,
top recruit.
And I don't remember it, but people would say, "Well,
I
yeah,
don't remember it either." Yeah.
Manuch used to talk about this kid in high school, came through AAU, through like 3rd grade through 8th grade. Then when he got in high school, he just blew the charts off the wall. And I remember it, but there's a lot of those young phenoms. I mean, I'll never forget, Rock. We probably started. This is probably going back. We're going on our 22nd year. Remember the young man, the quarterback, that USC gave him an offer out of 8th grade.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, I do remember that story.
And I remember they did something about a week ago talking about top quarterbacks. They had, where are they now? So this one young quarterback, I guess he went to USC. I don't know what happened to him, but it just goes to show you how, like in those days, no NIL or transfer portal, so they're getting on the guys early. That was like, come on.
Well,
guys.
like for Jalen Green, when he signed in 2020 with the G League, it was a 1-year deal and it was $500,000.
Yes.
Now you can go to college and make that.
Was that he went to the G League initially because of his age, that he wasn't eligible to go to the NBA?
Well, I don't know about the age. I don't remember what the rules were over there.
Yeah, because I know that's now
But
19.
he chose G League, and then he was recruited by Auburn and Oregon and Memphis. I mean, he was just a hell of a player out of California.
And I just think the blessing in disguise is that him being out, Jordan Ott was kind of forced to have to utilize the different lineups without him in there. Dylan Brooks is playing extremely well. Hopefully he can hold off as far as technicals are concerned. He's got 14 of them now. At 16, he'll be suspended. But I just think that the look, and the only thing that I look at this team, they just don't have that big man down low. Mark Williams is very good with both arms. I mean, he's ambidextrous with both hands. It's just they don't have that presence. They're long, but they get the ball out. They D up, and they go out when they can close games now. I mean, before the last 3 years, they could never close. They get behind, then they catch up, then they couldn't get in front and hold the game off. So, yeah, I think that tonight they need to go into Atlanta and win this game.
All right, the Cards coaching search continues. The championship weekend. Rob Fredrickson will join us next, get his take. But first, here is another ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update with Matt Lazarus.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. For ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Arizona Cardinals head coach search is centering on 3 primary candidates: Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile, former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris, and Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, as the team continues to narrow its list. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns head to Atlanta tonight to take on the Hawks, with tip-off at 5:30 and pregame coverage beginning at 4:30 on 98.7 FM and streaming on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Twin Peaks, and nobody does football like Twin Peaks. Catch all the action at any of their 5 Valley locations. Enjoy all-day specials on ice-cold draft beers, buckets, and specialty cocktails, paired with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy. It's the ultimate game day experience. Former Arizona Cardinal Rob Fredrickson joins the guys next.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org. Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
For RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Right Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, Rob Fredrickson joins us now, former Raider, line and Cardinal linebacker, of course, proud Michigan State grad, of course, color analyst for the Arizona Cardinals. You can follow him on X at rfredrickson59. Rob, I want to ask you, being a Raider, you pretty excited that looks as though you'll get Fernando Mendoza with the #1 pick. You get your franchise quarterback. It's been a position that they've been lacking. What do you think about this kid?
Yeah, I think the Raiders got to be happy about that. Fernando Mendoza, what I think about him is what a stud, what a great college player. Seems like he's got everything together in terms of off the field, and just seems like a great guy. And I think he's grittier than maybe his personality lets on, because that's one tough guy. The hits that he's taken, and he keeps popping up and coming back and playing and winning football games. That's kind of something I think the Raiders need right now.
It's kind of interesting, Rob. It's kind of like the nice guy syndrome. Well, nice guys can't win. They're not gritty. They're not grinders. Well, I go back to when I was growing up. Roger Staubach, one of the nicest, faithful guys in the world. But, man, when he was on the football field, he just wanted to destroy you as a quarterback.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. The nice guy,
yes,
that all goes away once you get on the field and the competition starts. So I don't hold that against him or anybody, but Fernando Mendoza, I think, will really shine at the next level.
How about your Big Ten? 3 years in a row, Rob. The Natty coming through the Big Ten. The SEC, who?
Yeah, I think they're ultimately going to just kind of break it up and make it the Big Ten West and the Big Ten East, and all teams will have to.
I love it.
All teams will have to abide.
I can imagine you all you Big Ten guys, and here's Paul Feinbaum kind of poo-pooing Indiana and all that they've done. But when you watch college football, and I'm sure Michigan State and other schools, this whole NIL portal thing, it's for alumnus, be Kansas State, Rocket, Ohio Bobcat. It's kind of hard to keep track of the roster. And I think I'm just resolved to just cheer for my Wildcats no matter who's on the field.
Yeah, it definitely is hard for a fan, a casual fan even, to gain any kind of allegiance or respect or admiration for a team because the players change every year. You don't know who's there, who's not. There's probably I probably couldn't name 3 players on Michigan State's football roster. It's the same with basketball too. So I'd love to see them make some changes to this, but it's like I don't know that you can put that toothpaste back in the tube once you start squeezing it.
Rob Gannon fired 18 days ago, and the Cardinals haven't been real open or public on many of the people that maybe they have interviewed, and that's fine. Who cares about that? But what do you think is going to happen here? Is there anything you can share that you're hearing or seeing, or what you think in your crystal ball that, is it a Joe Brady? Is it a Vance Joseph? I mean, is there any name that's still left that you really like, that there is that possibility that could fit here?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Cardinals have been pretty buttoned up on this. They've been quiet about it. Yeah, they've announced some second meetings and some meetings, but they've been keeping things pretty tight to the chest on this one, and I understand why. I think unfortunately for the Cardinals, they've kind of put themselves in a position where they can't say who do we want to coach our team. They're more in the camp of who can we get to coach our team.
Sure.
And I do still think there's some good candidates out there and potentially available that are still playing. You look at LaFleur and Anthony Campanelli. He's gotten a lot of traction lately. I think just from his viral video, but I think there's still some candidates out there. Clint Kubiak, a lot to like there. Again, Mike LaFleur, I like these guys, but for me, the bigger question mark is, I don't have a problem with first-time head coaches. The thing I think that really was the downfall for Jonathan Gannon was the lack of experience on his entire staff. Sure. And that, to me, is where, even if you are bringing in a first-year or first-time new head coach, surround him with an experienced veteran staff that can help him along the way.
Well, and Rob, here's the problem. The longer you wait, these other jobs are getting filled. They're getting the experienced staffs to come with there. So if someone gets a little diluted, watered down, if you're the last one taken out of these 10 teams, who's left to come and help solidify that, as you're mentioning, experienced staff members?
Well, you got to pay. I mean, you're gonna have to pay these coordinators and position coaches, and make it worth their while to look at it and consider it. It's hard though. The thing that's hard for first-time head coaches is they probably haven't been around the league very long, and they don't have those long-standing trusted relationships with other coaches throughout the league. So it's hard for them to lean on those guys and say, hey, come help me with Arizona. Come be a part of this. Let's grow this. Let's win. It's got to be hard for those guys. So I think if you really want some quality coordinators and position coaches, you're going to have to pay for them.
Rob, who do you like in the AFC Championship game? Where you leaning?
Well, I think it's New England. I really do, even though they have to go to Denver and play at altitude and potential. Obviously, it's going to be cold weather, but New England's used to cold weather. And But with Jared Stidham starting at quarterback for the Broncos, I think they're going to have a hard time putting up points against New England, whose defense has been quietly playing really, really well. And Drake May, to me, has had a fantastic year for New England. So I think they're going to be able to pull it out. And, Vrabel has done a remarkable job turning New England around.
Hey, how would you explain the Patriots defense? I mean, Vrabel looked like he ran the same defense when Belichick was there. You had some of the opponents that the Patriots played this year, and offensively, they said they couldn't figure out what the hell they're doing. What is it about this 3-4 front or 2-5 front or 1-6 front? I mean, they come at you so many different angles. I mean, it's just very interesting to watch. So you played that linebacker position. What exactly are they doing with this defense?
Yeah, so I played in a kind of a traditional 4-3 defense with 4 down linemen and 3 off the ball linebackers. But New England does a, as you mentioned, they do a really good job of having guys in there that are kind of position agnostic or can play multiple positions. And they can move around and give you different looks. And at times maybe that can be confusing to offenses, but
sure.
At the end of the day, they're doing a really solid job in terms of applying pressure, stopping the run, and doing a great job on the back end.
So the Rams-Seattle game, what is it? You watched both these two teams play the Cardinals twice. What is it about the Seattle defense that can somewhat be on par with the Legion of Boom?
Yeah, man, they're sticky. They defensively, the cornerbacks are sticky on receivers, and the D-line just gets after it. They absolutely get after the quarterback. They do a great job of that, and they got linebackers that can flow and make plays, and they don't miss tackles. They don't make huge glaring mistakes. When they do give up a big play, they always find a way to somehow limit it to a field goal. Those are the things that winning defenses do. They don't give up a lot of touchdowns. They're number one defense in terms of that, and it'll be an interesting matchup because the Rams are throughout the regular season were the number one offense. So it should be a good matchup. With Stafford and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and those guys. But, for me, Seattle, the thing that's really stood out for me is offensively, they're dealing with Sam Darnold's dealing with that oblique injury. They've done an excellent job with the running game and with Kenneth Walker. And if they can get that going and keep that going against the Rams, Rams have a good defense as well. But if they can sustain that, I like Seattle in that game.
So Seattle and New England in the Super Bowl. Rob Fredrickson making the call. There you go, buddy. All right, we got it down, man. We'll look forward to catching up for your Super Bowl pick in about a week.
Now we're not going to see a Rob Fredrickson interview with the Cardinals because Phillip Rivers is being rumored to go to the Bills as
a head coach. What is that all about?
Honestly, when I saw that on Twitter, I said, "Oh man, you know what? I kind of like that. Maybe the Cardinals can get in there and at least get an interview because Phillip Rivers, man, he's got so much knowledge. He's got so much energy.
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, I think the more that you hear about it, the more it kind of settles in. You're like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's the headline gets you.
Did you play against Rivers? Was he after you, Rob?
He was 17 years. You're probably pretty close,
Did you play against him?
I don't think I did, but I can't remember.
Well, we can all relate.
It was so long ago, but you know what? For the Cardinals, let's get Phillip Rivers in here for an interview. Hey, and let's not forget, let's kick the tires on Kenny Dillingham. Why not? He's right here. He's local. He loves the Cardinals.
That'd be something else. All right, Rob. Have a great weekend, buddy. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay, you guys. Thanks.
That's Rob Fredrickson joining us, of course. Number one pick from the Raiders. This segment is brought to you by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or Need some professional transport? All City has the experience to get the job done right, 24/7, 7 days a week, and they're hiring. They're hiring drivers, dispatchers, all types of different positions right now. So join a winning team at allcitytowing.com. Just head to that website, allcitytowing.com. All right, you're going to hear from Adam Schefter this morning on the Pat McAfee Show, talking about the Cardinals possibly cutting down their list of head coaches and who it may be. So we'll have that for you next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hey, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you're locked in for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Each week, the guys are talking GCU athletics, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you miss it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes Report is posted on the Arizona Sports app and the guys' social platforms. The Lopes Report, Tuesdays at 2, powered by Global Credit Union.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Why Sanderson Ford? Because for over 70 years, Sanderson Ford has been doing business the right way, putting customers first and giving back to the community they call home. From online shopping to convenient delivery options, buying your next vehicle has never been simpler. When it comes to service, Sanderson Ford makes maintenance a breeze with mobile service plus pickup and delivery. Your vehicle gets the care it needs without disrupting your day. At Sanderson Ford, it's not just about selling, it's about honest pricing, real value, and helping you find the best deal for your budget and your family's needs. Right now, purchase America's best-selling truck for 49 years straight, the Ford F-150, starting as low as $33,995, with over 100 in stock. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, choose no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense. Choose Sanderson Ford. $33,995 offer on 2025 Ford F-150 regular cab, stock number 255986. Offers expire January 31st, 2026.
Sanderson Ford.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
The Cardinals, they had an Anthony Campanile, the Jaguars defensive coordinator, yesterday. I still think they're looking at Raheem Morris, Mike LaFleur, the Rams offensive coordinator who's involved this weekend.
All right, there you have it. Good job.
Schefter.
Nailing it.
Yeah, great game. Campanelli. Yeah, that Paisan, that defensive coordinator. He's in an enthusiastic energy. I guess it was his locker room talk and getting all excited, what have you. Hey,
it'll be fun.
Whatever works, man.
Yeah.
Get your boys fired up, hold them accountable.
All right, Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all, is brought to you by, of course, Lerner and Rowe. If you've been injured in an accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Lerner and Rowe has been voted Arizona's best personal injury law firm year after year. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all, 602-977-1900. Dude, I mean, no paybacks? I mean, what happened, these slackers?
Well, we actually have a bunch, but
I mean,
a lot of them
I've been
pertain
hearing
to
this for
Jimmy B,
weeks.
so we got to do it on Thursday next week so we can get all three of you guys at once.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I like that.
Keep us
I'll
in
own
the
up
loop.
to whatever. We'll get them in the loop.
Here's what's on tap for the weekend. Tonight, Suns, Hawks, Arizona Sports, 98.7. It starts at 5:30. And all the pregame starts in about a half hour over there on the mothership. And then tomorrow, ASU basketball against Cincinnati. That pregame show starts at 7:30. And then Sunday, it's the Heat. They're in town. Here comes the Sun. Starts at 5. Pregame 5:30, and then 6 o'clock is the first tip for that. When it comes to the television, tomorrow some basketball. West Virginia will take on Arizona on CBS. That's at noon. By the way, the ASU U of A game went on the 31st or something like that.
Next Saturday.
That's 11 o'clock start.
Yes,
11 a.m.
early.
Grand Canyon at Fresno State on the Mountain West Network. That's at 5:30 tomorrow. And as I mentioned, ASU, Cincinnati on Arizona Sports, but that's also on the CBS Sports Network. All right, our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day was, out of the two conference championship underdogs, the Rams and the Broncos, who do you feel will win? Broncos, Rams, both will win, or neither will win? What are your updates, Manuch? Since you by now, I mean, I've been asking you, get your Twitter and everything up. So I'm assuming you have it up. As you keep telling our guys to get it, and Jimmy to get it. You're always on Jimmy about stuff, but you can't seem to figure it out.
I'm getting there. But
this is your homework for the weekend.
Friday.
So on Monday in the studio, you will have your have it up or what?
Before I get to it, which way did you vote on this one, Roc? Which way did you go?
What's the question?
Yeah. Which way did you
Not
lean?
into social media.
Laz, how'd you get? What'd you go with?
I got both of them.
You got both
Give me
of
the
them
Rams
win?
and the Broncos.
I got the Rams over the Seahawks. I think that the Pats beat the Broncos. Connor?
I got Broncos.
You got Broncos. Connor, which way did you go?
I said that the Broncos are going to upset the Patriots. I believe a lot of people are kind of sleeping on that defense, and Jared Stidham isn't great, but I do believe in Sean Payton. That could be one of those games to keep out for. But as far as the peeps on Twitter there, Manuch, we have a 50% saying that neither will win, and then a 25% saying the Broncos over the Pats, and 25% saying the Rams over the Seahawks.
50%, neither will win. I think those are probably a lot of the gambling public that's probably hoping that way. That it goes, 4.5 for Seattle last time I looked, and what was it, 2.5? Let's just double check here real quick as far as we got the latest lines. Let me make sure there's no movement. Yeah, it looks like the Pats are 4.5 point favorite, and Seattle 2.5 point favorite in Seattle. I don't know. Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay. You got a good running game. The only thing that scares me is the Rams defensive secondary banged up. But I just think that I don't know, Sam Darnold. I just got a funny feeling that a ghost or two may appear and they might get a pick.
Some top stories that hit this afternoon. If you're just getting in your car, this is not really a big deal, but beginning August 1st, D1 teams in college sports will be able to place 2 patches of no more than 4 square inches on uniforms for regular season games. Those are in addition to the logos already allowed by the uniform manufacturer like Adidas and Nike and things of that sort. So, of course, this will not fly for this year for March Madness or the College World Series or any of the other playoffs, but get ready next year. You're going to see it. I mean, it's the latest move for these schools to help bankroll that $20.5 million in revenue that they're allowed to share with the players under these new rules that went to the schools. So it comes. I mean, they've been working on this for about 18 months. I mean, they already got the football field ones. You can do the ones on the football
field. Let the NASCAR patches begin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, you see those drivers get out of the car, they got patches all over them and on their hat and what have you. I mean, I would think as open-ended as college football is right now, we'll see the NIL, the portal, we'll see this, sponsorships all over the place. I mean, it's going to be commercialized probably more so than the NFL because the NFL is more limited.
Just don't know where it really works. You know, I mean, if you're an advertiser, does it make sense to put your logo on a shirt or take that money and just run television and streaming ads and things like that? I just don't. If I was doing the media buy, the uniforms, I just don't think is a big deal.
Yeah.
It works in soccer, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll work in college football.
So do you think that as far as the marketplace, the ASU versus Ohio State and Georgia price for that will obviously be much higher?
Different, much different.
So if you're going to put an Orangedale patch, a Roc and Manuch patch, where would you place it?
It's got to be front facing. Be front facing. Got to be front
what
facing.
sport? NFL, college football, NBA, or baseball?
Well, I mean, I would probably do football because there's more players.
Okay.
That's more impressions.
Okay.
But I think you would get more from basketball because you see these guys more.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't even get to see who some of these
Face.
players are, faces in
Yeah.
that sort, and there's other sports. Well, baseball you do, but baseball doesn't really move the needle in college athletics, financially revenue. But yeah, football would be your number one.
Ideal.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, right slap, move. If you got the Sparky on one side, put McDonald's on the other side of the helmet. That's where it's going to come to. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Well,
that's where you get the most bang for your
Well,
buck.
you know what's interesting? The Pittsburgh Steelers are the only helmet that has a Steeler on the Steeler insignia on one side and it's black on the other.
Yeah.
So the Steelers
Put
would
a
be
sticker.
perfect.
You can put a sticker on
Put
that.
a sticker on that other
But
side.
I
over
think
there.
the NFL's okay.
I do too.
I think they're all right. They're already doing enough NASCAR type advertising. Real quick, the college football playoff will remain 12 teams, at least for this upcoming season. There was some consideration to possibly go 16 or 14, 16 or 24 in the near future. I think all of us as sports fans would love it. I mean, this late January national championship in Vegas next year, the 25th, I believe.
Right,
26th.
correct.
Wow, that's just.
I'm good with 16, and after that, I think we're good.
My thing is here we are next Saturday, Sunday. What am I going to do? It's the worst.
For 2 weeks.
That's why I wish they,
Yeah.
let it go. I mean, why did they really need? I mean, they've gone back and forth with that over the years, where you'd be the extra week between Super Bowl,
Right.
From the AFC,
Right.
NFC Championship, and I mean, I love it when you just go right through it, because then we got to talk about it for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, they used to do it just the week after.
I know.
And then so now I just think it's all about the marketing, Rock. It's all about the anticipation.
And then we're going to see some BS flag football game or something that they'll probably put on.
Well, the All-Pros
Did
flag
you
football game.
tune into the American Bowl last night?
It was awful.
No.
It was 6-0 with like 5 minutes left in the game.
No.
Yeah. They had Castellanos from Florida State. He was playing quarterback for one side.
I must have skipped my memory for that because I'm all over that stuff. If it's out there,
how'd you miss that, man?
I don't know.
Well,
Just
you can watch
had
it.
a moment.
It's Friday night. You don't do anything. You watch it tonight,
Yeah,
right?
I'll watch the replay. I go on YouTube and catch the highlights.
All right, for Connor, for Laz, for Jimmy B sleeping, for Manuch and Rock, we appreciate you tuning in today. And if you missed anything, just download the Arizona Sports app. Go to rockmanuch.com. Everything's up there. YouTube, links, all that stuff. Our podcast. So appreciate you. And we'll do it again on Monday. We'll be in the studio, right, on Monday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That'll be going on
Studio
on Monday, 1 o'clock. So for the boys, I'm Rock. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, 1 o'clock.
Progressive knows